Might keep Arena muted. Oh, we lost Kai again. That's all right. Kai is having some issues this evening, some challenges with her connection. But hey, everybody, happy Monday. Faerun Reborn. Chesaree's got their serious look on, for sure. Either that or a very long day at work in the rain look, which when it rains, I know it's harder to take pictures, as usual. So, how's everybody doing? How we doing, folks? What's going on?
Right.
What a bunch of gloomy glums.
It's California and it's raining, right?
I'm just still trying to get over last night's game, and it's difficult, you know? It's difficult when you are promised a 198 to 1 payout, and then you don't even get the minimum payout of what the bet was going to be. So, yeah. Math. I did math and found out I should have gotten like 19.8 thousand platinum, and instead I barely got over 10. So even with the minimum bet, I'm done. I'm not gonna dwell. It's a new day. It's a new game. Hey guys, what's
not
up?
gonna dwell while he's sitting here.
Hey, somebody crawfished a bet on you. You got to deal with it.
Yeah, it's called the Dungeon Master.
You crawfished a bet and called me a liar.
I don't know what that statement means. I don't know how that goes.
If you make a bet with a thief and a ne'er-do-well, I don't know what to tell you.
We never had that conversation. I just said I want to place a bet, and you put that character as the person that I bet with. But I'm over it. I'm so over it. We don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah, you got to kill him, dude, or you're going to get a bad reputation in the gambling community as someone that's a pushover.
Yep.
Oh, he took care of it. He took care of it in Omni style. I'm not too worried about that.
A tiny little cut on the hand to get a little bit of blood. I don't know what you mean Omni style. That was very out of character for Omni. He's still on tilt from the previous day's issues and stuff. But it's fine. We don't need to talk about it. It's fine.
Good, because this isn't that game. So
Not yet, because it's only a matter of time.
He's going to take it out on you on this game.
That's true. That's okay. I'm okay.
He already has. I mean,
Valev doesn't care at all about money. It doesn't matter. Once he has no use for it. He's like, Valev still has all of the platinum, like from the very first time we got Scorch and the other dragons. Like he hasn't spent any of it.
Yeah. That is kind of funny.
And he so much needs soap too, and I wonder why you couldn't spend a copper on some soap. But hey, it is what it is.
Oh man,
we take all kinds and types in our adventuring crew, even the stinky ones.
Brutal.
Even the stinky ones. Well, happy Monday, everybody! Welcome to Faerun Reborn. We are back live now that we have resolved my computer problems. The beauty of it is we are coming at you with a new type of broadcasting technology. We're using StreamYard. We're going to try it out for a while, see if we like it. Unfortunately, I have one player running late, Arena. She should be here within the next 5 minutes or so. And we have one player that's having connection and technology issues. Kai Silverhand may have to be auto-piloted tonight as she is having some connection issues. Which, you know, the IT gremlins are what they are, and they tend to focus in on wherever they can do the most damage. We'll see if she manages to connect back, or if she can't figure it out. She already said that she'd be taking the night off. And there she is. She's trying to get back in again. We'll see if she's resolved her issue.
She's probably watching this on the stream right now and just be like, no,
watch don't me. Autopilot me, no.
They're gonna autopilot me right into the volcano, and I don't approve. I don't approve of volcanoes.
Hey, I'm here. My headphones are working fine now. I just switched to my regular microphone that you didn't like me using before. So
sounds great.
And now it sounds great.
Hopefully
Isn't that crazy?
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm like, it doesn't work through Discord apparently as well as it does through here, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. The IT gremlins are kind of silly that way. So, hey, everybody. Welcome to Faerun Reborn. If you want to throw up one of your avatar pics, you can eventually there, Kai.
Oh, I have a camera set up to go, so.
What? No.
Yes, I have my enemies.
Oh.
Oh,
I
that's
thought she said
right.
I was like, I thought she meant
I
straight
thought
cube.
for,
I was like,
she meant
oh.
a
for the
real
first
camera.
time
I mean,
ever.
I don't think the world's ready for that kind of shock
Like,
and awe.
Up until last game, nobody had
There.
seen my face, but
That's
What?
true.
What?
I had at least turned my camera on when we were doing things in private. All right, I've never seen Kai's face.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
actually,
How she likes it.
I've seen,
Private.
me and
She's an enigma.
Callista have seen her because we were chatting with her and testing out her connection at some point. So
She's an enigma.
she's an enigma.
I am an enigma.
of information,
Enigma.
as they say.
Once I can actually set up my laptop on a desk instead of on my pillow and everything, I can have.
I have mine on my
background.
bed,
Yeah,
and
you'll
I'm
see
doing
my face.
just fine.
Yeah, but you're a scrappy young teenager, so it's all good. Yeah, I love when he rolls his eyes whenever I call him a teenager.
It's like, isn't he like 25?
That's like when I was a kid and I called a 25-year-old old.
Old? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're so old.
I
You're
am
already in your
old,
mid
so,
20s. Wow.
Yeah.
He looks like the Gordon fisherman that just got off duty and took his yellow hat off.
Yeah.
Is everybody okay with the music?
That sounds
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And
fine
my
for me.
microphone
Yep,
sounds
yep.
good, and we can all hear each other pretty well.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
You know, this is,
I
we're
can
going to
hear
be testing
everyone
this
now,
out
yeah.
each time, that we go. But I think you'll kind
Sounds
of appreciate
great.
the fact that the visibility and the overall clarity is a lot better, and we can see each other, and that's kind of important to be able to see what we're doing to a certain degree. But hey, happy
Little.
Monday, everybody! Faerun Reborn, episode number 20. Number 20. Not necessarily the number of sessions we've met because we were meeting before this, but yeah, we're at a pretty pivotal point in the overall story. As well, we're going to have some interesting recaps tonight. But before we get started on the recap, Cesare, talk about EMP Studios and all the fun thing you're doing with TGAC and all that general adventuring company.
Well, it's a funny. Well, it's not funny. It's an interesting update that I have for the group because well, my company is called EMP Studios. We create a lot of content, photo, video content for businesses and brands, and many other types of creatives. And one of the projects that my company has been sponsoring since January is the General Adventuring Company, which is a D&D 5e podcast. I get to voice and play Jasper Yondi, a Dragonborn Ranger Rogue combo. We're all still very low levels. It's we've recorded, I think, 16 or 17 episodes, and we release on Tuesdays on Spotify, Apple, Google, all of the podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube. And unfortunately, my editor, Nick, he got attacked and bit by a dog on his hand, and he's left-handed, and he uses that hand a lot to edit. So he's not going to be able to continue editing for us right now because he's in recovery. So we're at a little bit of a standstill because we need to get some more episodes edited. So we're slowing down the pace a little bit, but it is a very, very fun show. It's kind of got the wit and banter and humor of Guardians of the Galaxy, but a lot of like the world dynamic powers of like Game of Thrones. So very ups and downs. We're on a low level magic or a low magic level continent, empire, whatever you would like to call it. And so all of our party members have magic capabilities, which makes it very tense and scary. But yeah, check it out, the General Adventuring Company, or TGAC Pod, P-O-D, on Instagram and the other stuff.
Nice. And I know we're running a little bit late tonight, so we won't go too deep into too much stuff. I still have to add Kai stuff down below. There's some stuff that Apollo I got to get from you. As always, Ivar, making those t-shirts. Are you working on your art again, or are you too busy being in flannel t-shirts and fluffy bunny slippers?
Let me talk. I'm just going to go off a little bit here. I'm not going to talk about t-shirts because I can't draw, and I'll tell you why I can't draw or do artwork right now. I was working in the garage, and I had an accident with my grinder,
Tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
And
Saturday.
when you look at the really cool videos that show guys working with a 4-inch grinder with no guard on it, and you think it's cool, it's not cool. Because that's what I did. And now my thigh got ripped open, my right hand got ripped open, and my finger on my left hand got ripped open. So then I got sick. I don't think it was the vid, but I got sick for a week after that. So I just had a hell of a week, man. Hell of a week. So if I could pass on anything, wear gloves, wear all the safety equipment that people like me with ADHD don't do that. They just go out and do shit. And
You still have all 10, right?
But
yeah,
but
I'm good.
Okay.
I thought you were down to just 2 of your specific digits, right?
Yeah.
The 2 that you need, right?
Now he only has 10. He had 11 before.
Yeah. So there's my safety tip, guys. Wear safety equipment and don't take your guard off to look like a badass on YouTube.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Very familiar.
You'll end your days in pain. That's it. That's my spiel.
And you guys, you would be surprised. You need your hands for
everything.
almost everything that you do. Like, if you're used to having them,
Everything.
it is very difficult to make that adjustment immediately.
It's right on the tip of my finger, so I can't write.
Oh.
So
I'm done.
let's go ahead and recap because we were off last week due to computer issues. That computer issue has clearly been fixed because this doesn't look like a bleeding nightmare anymore and being throttled and all that fun stuff. So, who am I picking up? Is that you, Derek, as usual?
I don't have anything going on with me right now. I do hear something. It's like
The
a little
bumbles.
screaming in the back.
It's screaming
bullshot.
kids.
Yeah.
It isn't me this time. I don't think.
Not me, I was muted.
I don't have a
Strange.
child with me
I see,
today.
easy
And
way.
All right.
he doesn't scream like
Check this
that.
out. Real quick. Just going to do the audio mixer.
My
Boom.
wife's not being
Apollo,
muted, so it's not
bring
bad.
your volume down like 10 or 15. Derek, I think that your internal computer mic is being used because when you covered your mic on your headset, it wasn't muffling any noise.
Yep.
Wasn't?
Nope.
No.
Correct. And Gulshaw,
This
only
is
when he was
why-
taking off his jacket did it make
This is
any
why,
sound.
yeah, and this is why me and Cesare get along so well because we both OCD on this crap all the time.
Derek,
I-
it's in
all
that
the
little
time.
gear at the bottom where it
He'll
says
do-
cam/mic. That's where you
Yeah.
have it pick.
He'll
which
do a
audio.
full like monologue to me, and if something is off in the background, I'll just completely miss it and just be doing. He's like, "Hey, can you move that one figure like 2 inches to the right?" It's just spatially, it's really throwing me off.
So
bad.
You're worse
It's bad.
than me.
Nerds.
I have issues committing to hanging things on my walls because of that. I'm afraid if I
Yeah.
hang something on my wall, I'm not going to center it right. And so it freaks me out that it might look bad. So I won't hang up stuff.
So
Which of
let's
the-
go ahead and recap really quick.
Yeah.
So where we last left off, the team had managed to salvage at least one of the Dragonborn and protecting them from getting killed by some remnants of those insect-like creatures that they had defeated a few days previously that were part of the massive force that attempted to take over the city of Whist. However, after the team had made their way to Fort Chimera and began to study the 2 nefarious Dragonborn corpses, they didn't realize that they had left 2 very powerful weapons within the purview and curiosity of one Kai Silverhand. As she attempted to understand what they were, they invoked their will upon her and forced her to slaughter
Yeah.
all of the remaining Dragonborn. Once the team came back, discovered what had happened after saving the one Dragonborn, the entire team then found themselves dealing with the fact that the sentient nature of the swords were able to move and shift in between possible vessels that they would try to inhabit and then make their way into trying to destroy those that they felt, well, need to be destroyed because, That's what really evil, cursed weapons force you to do. However, through a series of quick thinking and fast response, the team managed to defeat and banish the sentient nature of the swords, all through the final interaction that Gulshaw had with his hammer's ability. The team then began to spend most of the time trying to recover from this incident. Velev sought solace in tracking down Vert and asking questions from Vert, and having a kind of interesting experience with Vert in the sense that there's still a little bit of a lingering hope in regards to Scorch, but the magical destruction that Scorch had initiated still can be seen off in the distance out on the great farmlands outside of Whist. The team back at the Fort Chimera just kind of continued about their normal day of trying to deal with the consequences of what had transpired with Kai and the two cursed weapons. And one of those consequences would seem to be that Captain, or now Commander Brackus, seems to be second-guessing some of the decisions that the team seems to be making. And overall, I believe it was Vimek who expressed some concern that the Chimera Company is now feeling a bit off and feeling as if the danger of this world is inevitable. And it wasn't until the end of Gulshaw's great rousing speech trying to get everybody back into the focus of what needs to be accomplished next that seems to settle things down. Things seem to have calmed down to a certain point. It is the beginning of late evening, I believe, if I'm correct. Some of you have wandered off to Verts. Some of you are in Fort Chimera. Some of you are being purposely contained in your room. I believe where we last left off, Derek and Kai were having a bit of a conversation. If you would like to continue that conversation.
Okay, yeah, I had. Okay, so, how are you feeling?
And I believe you gave her some tokens.
Yeah, I gave her the tags, and I think we ended it actually because we had to wrap it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, Kai,
yeah, basically telling me to go and get to the leftover.
There's now a small leather bag at your feet that Derek just kind of threw onto the ground and turned and left after you said you were okay. And you get a sense that they're definitely filled. The bag's filled with something. Picking it up and you open it partially, you realize it's the signets and the specific necklaces that the Dragonborns were wearing that signified both their clan and their tribal affiliation. And it's now kind of quiet in your space. Anything you'd like to do?
And I'm locked in.
Oh, there was a distinct lock on the door when.
Yeah, there's no guilt. No, I'm not feeling guilty at all. Yeah, she's crying.
Fair enough. The rest of you at Fort Chimera, anything you'd like to do with the remainder of your evening?
We were doing the speech. That's where we left off, right?
You're down in the common area, the main gathering point.
Gulshaw and
I think it was
after a rousing speech.
I think it was you, Apollo, and Gulshaw.
Was Apollo there?
Yeah, I believe Apollo was there because Velev had wandered off to find Vert. Kai was secluded up in her room, and Derek had wandered off to go and see Kai.
Right. Is it dinner time?
It's the beginning of evening. The sun has just set, and evening is beginning to emerge.
So they're not setting dinner in the common room.
If they are, it's going to be upstairs in the second floor. If they're going to set dinner.
Oh, I need to get a layout for Fort Chimera from you. Yeah.
I have it. I just haven't had a chance to tweak it and make it quite right.
Okay. Gulshaw's done talking. Right?
He appears to have wrapped up. Vimac is already kind of shaking his hand, saluted him, and the general malaise of the group is now gone, and there seems to be a bit more of a reassurance about everything that just transpired.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's fabulous. Why we have a paladin with a high charisma. I mean, good job, Gulshaw. Smiling, nodding, looking at everyone reassuringly. Yes, this is good. That's all I'm doing.
It's fine. Everything's
Hoping my smile does
fine.
not look terrifying.
Oh, you look like the grave.
You just see like black teeth on it.
He does not have black teeth.
All right now.
Yes. I should buy some goth makeup and put on goth makeup before Monday night game. So
Yeah,
that's
black
all-
lipstick.
that's all
I
Yeah,
have all that stuff.
I can probably find black lipstick. It's Halloween or this weekend. It's Halloween. I can probably
Oh
find
yeah,
black
but
lipstick.
they have it anyway.
Yeah.
When are we supposed to have that meeting with Lord Silverhand? I know is it tomorrow or sometime in the next few days?
Sometime in the next few days, from
Okay.
what you can recall.
Yeah.
I mean, the general mood, considering what Commander Brackus had said, the situation with Lady Silverhand, and then just the overall fact that it's only the day 2 of recovery since, defending and preventing Whist from falling into the hands of the Merkel Avatar. It's a mood of recovery, repair, burying the dead. This is the first serious evening in Fort Chimera that you all have had. The only person that's currently not in the fort that you're aware of is Velev. At some point, Velev had gone off into Whist and the residential section of the Silverhands.
All right. I guess I just want to find someone to give me a damage report on everything, and then also working on getting Kai's lab cleaned up. That would be priority number 1.
Okay.
No
I thought
need
you
to
were already
have that.
cleaning
I
it
had
up.
started
You
on
were-
it, but I stopped.
Yeah, it
when-
started on
Okay.
it, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check really quick, Derek.
Okay. Investigation. Oh, that's pretty high. Oh, nice. That would be a 26.
You spend the next hour or so trying to gather up some folks that could potentially help you. You track down a couple of the Chimera Company first sergeants. Go ahead and give me a persuasion with advantage really quick.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh, that's also good. 17 plus 24.
The sergeant that you managed to track down, kind of like, yes, sir. Yep, understood, sir. You want the laboratory cleaned. I've already got other sergeants and patrols out trying to assess the damage to the fort. As soon as I can get this detail, I will make sure that you and Arena and the others have a copy of it, so you can understand more specifically what the what our condition is. I
That's
can
good.
maybe get together about a dozen or so individuals to kind of focus on this. Take a couple days to fix it up.
Yes, make sure there's a proper rest schedule. We don't need anybody. It's already hard enough as it is with what's happened.
I agree, sir. I definitely agree. Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'd like to get to work.
Yes. Have a good night. Dismissed.
And salutes at you and kind of goes off on his own accord.
All right.
Anybody else?
I'm just trying to be there for moral support for the troops without saying anything. Really.
Who put Lady Kai under guard? Silverhand?
I think it was Brackus.
Captain Commander Brackus did.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, that conversation with Commander Brackus didn't go very well.
Which one?
If you recall, he was pretty pissed.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go talk to him.
I was there.
I'll go talk to him.
That's one of the reasons why I did not want to talk to the troops, and I let Gulshaw do it.
Gulshaw, go ahead and give me an give me an investigation check as you begin to search around for Commander Brackus.
Okay.
Is he still at Fort Chimera?
He had walked out of the common space, but he might still be.
Investigation. I got a 2.
So yeah, looking
2?
around, you don't see him in the
2.
interior of the fort. You eventually wander out front, and you don't see him out front. There's no sign of him at this point.
Okay.
He's going to walk around very charismatically and search for Commander Brackus.
Let's see.
With his charisma.
With his charisma hanging out?
Hierarchy, let me ask you something. Hierarchy-wise, where's Brackus in the hierarchy of the chain of command here?
Since the reformation of the armed forces and the extended period of summer while you were gone and traveling, he is essentially the commander of the Crown's Guard. He's the commander of the private retinue of Lord Silverhand, and the balance and remaining force of the Whistarian army. He is in charge of them as well. He's probably the second most powerful person in the kingdom, as well as the city of Whist.
But this is Fort Chimera, right?
Fort Chimera is underneath your command. I mean, most of the soldiers that are here currently are stationed under the Chimera Company. There are a handful and smattering of survivors, as well as some Crown's Guard that are here. And you get the feeling their loyalty, while probably consistent with Commander Brackus, is a bit jaded by the fact that they're quite loyal to Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's Crown's Guard that are at Kai's door, not Chimera. Yeah.
Originally, it was 2 Crown's Guard at her door, but they unfortunately were killed. Currently, it is now 2 retinue paladins from Lord Silverhand's personal bodyguard.
Oh. All right, then. I'll let it be.
I mean, you don't see him around. There's high probability that he wandered back into Whist.
Okay.
I'm done with my day, by the way. I won't have any more things to do.
Okay. You'll eventually wander upstairs and take part in the meal that the High Moons have already set out.
Yeah, I'll probably just go eat.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
So
Derek,
where did I leave Ghost?
Ghost is currently...
Last time I checked, he was trying to put out a fire.
Yeah.
So he's with me.
Yeah, he's currently with you, yeah.
Okay, so he comes to dinner with us.
Okay. Apollo, anything you'd like to do?
Terrible. Where did I leave my dog?
I feel sorry for Dudley. You know, he had a friend in Ghost, and now Ghost wants to eat him.
Ghost does not want to eat him.
That's all he talks about when he's around Dudley.
Ghost does not want to eat him.
That's what he talks about. I've heard him.
That's all, yeah. There's some truth to that.
Ghost does not want to eat him. That's terrible.
Jason said.
Apollo, anything you'd like to do?
I'll
Honestly,
be keeping Blaze
I'm
away
looking-
from him.
shoot, what the heck? my audio's going all kinds of crazy. All right. It's going up, down. So I was like, oh fudge. What? All right. I was gonna try to figure out how to chant my sword, as I didn't like dying, and that
I
is-
didn't like you dying either.
Hey, you got more power.
I don't know
Dark
about that.
power.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I don't know. I didn't like you dying either. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
So I was gonna talk to some people, try to figure out somewhat how to chant my sword. Maybe I could not get ambushed as easily.
Give me an investigation check.
Don't we have are the Mastercraft hammers enchanted at all still? Not with obviously the power that they had, but like, are they still magical based?
They're just
all?
Mastercraft now. They're not enchanted.
13.
But we do have
13.
the stuff that Gulsha received from the Raven Queen. Well, Gulsha has
You
it.
get the distinct
yeah.
notion that more than likely seeking Tamlin may be your only option, or possibly Vert. There's not really a particular cadre or solution for creating enchanted items, since for the most part, digging up relics and finding enchanted items of the old world have kind of been the main focus for the most part. The weave and arcane magics are still incredibly dangerous and unstable. No one has made enchanted items in centuries.
Well, it doesn't Gulsha, because there's one weapon that Gulsha has, I know, that he said he hasn't used since he got it.
Since he found it.
Oh, yeah.
What's that one? The mace? Or the hammer?
There was
From
a
one
hammer.
of your trips underneath the mountain, I believe.
Hold
Well, I
on.
got-
Gulsha received from the Raven Queen. You got a book, a shield,
Oh, yeah. And the
a
hammer.
hammer.
Yeah.
And a book, a shield, and a hammer.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Book of Knowledge, vestige of the dwarven god Mordecai, the shield, and the creation hammer.
If you're not
For
using the
most-
hammer, I mean,
The only person that's been creating any semblance of magical items has been Vert. Most of that's been based on alchemy,
Yeah.
or based on using more natural, based more on like natural occurrences of the world, more like shamanistic and druidic, or manipulated through pre-existing stable pockets of magic. The idea of building arcane weapons has been lost for a very long time, but can always be explored.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what these are before I hand them out to people.
Oh, we have to get them identified.
Yeah, that
Since
might.
the Raven
That
Queen
might.
gave them to me, I
I think
want to make sure I know what I'm doing here.
No, we did identify them. That's how we know it's the creation hammer.
The last time
Yeah,
I
but what does it
identified
do?
something, I don't know what
What's
happened.
I didn't write that down.
Well, I know, because it wasn't told me what it does. It
I'm
just
pretty
says
sure the
this is
hammer
what
won't
it's called.
possess them like the Merkle ones will.
No, because it was given to us by the Raven Queen, not
Yeah.
taken off of dead Dragonborn.
Yeah.
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 I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking
She
about.
sounds so confident.
I know, right?
Well, okay, if this was Ian's game, I'd
Knock on
totally
wood.
be like, no,
Watch
don't
out.
touch any of it.
Yeah.
It would be cursed.
It's always
Yeah,
cursed in
it's
Ian's
all
game.
cursed.
It's all cursed.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's always cursed too.
Mm-hmm.
No,
So
it's
with-
not.
With most of you either consuming a meal or making investigations or inquiries, checking in on the condition of the soldiery, the Chimera fort, everything else just kind of overtaking you. Valev, I believe you are still at Vert's at this point, where the two of you had finished off your conversation and you were in the process of trying to figure out what to do next.
Yep. I keep looking off to the storm cloud with my eagle vision so I could see like a mile away. Just trying to find some change or anything that's gonna give a glimmer of hope. Just kind of walking.
For you, it's the lack of change that's more disturbing than anything else. This thing hasn't subsided. It hasn't gotten worse. It hasn't gotten less. It's just this continuous volume of arcane energy kind of boiling and erupting off in the distance. It's even more, it's even more difficult to deal with knowing that as the sun has already set, it still creates this kind of like strange light off in the distance as well.
Just go for a walk. Kind of finished up with Vert. Don't really have much of direction right now. Still, the initial shock of everything is starting to like actually set in, and we went from chaos and fights and just everything going wrong to like having to pull the pieces together, and then everything jumped off with the hammers and possessing it. Like there hasn't been a real moment of just stillness. Like Vilev's been around everybody in the group and all of the madness this whole time. This is one of the first times, aside from when he was with Wilson in the forest, that he just is able to sit or walk quietly with his thoughts and just starts walking. No particular direction in mind. Eventually we'll probably have to head back and get some food, or maybe we'll wander out to the forest. And
What's your passive perception?
17.
17. Wandering through the center of Whist, it's a mix of destroyed buildings, partially destroyed buildings, some that are untouched. There's a general kind of sense that people are despondent but hopeful. The soup kitchens are already back up and running. Some of the buildings have already begun to be repaired. You eventually walk by one.
Try to text you anything on your phone?
You eventually walk by in time to see Wilson is working on the Chimera Mercantile. He is helping some of just normal citizenry that are in the process of repair. He's like picking up great loads of freshly found tiles and setting them up on the roof, and you watch as people kind of swarm the piles and begin to do repair work. You even see Mike Highmoon there kind of directing the cleanup of the front of the Chimera. Wandering through this space and seeing a lot of different people coming together this way kind of gives you a little bit of gives you enough hope to where some of that despondency kind of bleeds away. You miss Scorch, there's no doubt about it, but kind of glancing back over at Wilson as he's helping repair the Chimera Mercantile, looking at knots of people kind of different lineage and different backgrounds still working together, not giving up on each other. It's only at this point you can make out a very long column of individuals, because with your new kind of ability that you've honed in on, maybe about half a mile outside of town, you can see what looks to be about maybe 40 or 50 individuals, and they look shockingly familiar to you, being led by the clan's leader of your tribe, as it would appear that he has held true to his sentiment, and he has brought everybody to Whist. And you can see him and the column getting closer and closer. Mingled with this column are great beasts of burden, just laden with all manner of construction material, food implements, cargo, just this huge long caravan. And you can see flanked on either side of the caravan, you could see the famous plains riders on the massive emu-like birds that they often raise. You can see some of them riding great grizzly bears in their cavalry formations on either side. As 50 turns into 100, 100 turns into 200. You now begin to see great banners unfurled. There's your clan moniker on the front banner, but then you see another moniker, a great emblazoned paw print with the bear strike through it with the claw inverted. Another clan that must have been off and has now returned as well. You see another one with an emblazoned sun and moon that collide and erupt into like sparks on the back end of a very vibrant banner as one after the other begins to unfurl. As it would seem that all of the clans have been called. All of them have been brought forth from the wilderness and are now marching. And by the time they get within a quarter mile of the outskirts of Whist, a trundle of galloping cavalry goes right by you, led by a master sergeant, and then you see some of you see some of Gulshah's troops go lumbering by on the other side as they go to meet this great column in formation that's coming into this space. What would you like to do, Valev?
I'll go ahead and wild shape into my Barracan form and run alongside the troops and go out and meet them.
Okay. The small cadre of Templars and Whist armed forces that are now heading out, you and your full bear formation, you watch as well over 1,000 individuals that make up this massive series of columns coming into Whist all stop at the same time. There you see, in their semi-human and bear form, Vengar standing there amongst at the head of the column. His great tribal ritualistic war chief cloak on his shoulders. You can see the great tooth headdress that he wears on his head. You can see the feathers draped across his shoulders, the tattoos now fully exposed, as he just stands there with a very proud grin on his face as you begin to get closer and closer, and you stop just shy. Vanguard, in his full height, kind of looks down at you in your bear form.
I take a knee.
See you, Valev.
As I bow down and give him the utmost respect, without looking up at him, I'll say, "You united the clans. You brought everyone."
Well, you were very convincing. You and what these people have done and lived for and lived through. Well, how can one not try? The man that is Valev, the bearkin soul that is Valev. How could I not? It's been a long time since we've had a sense of hope.
Yeah, we could really use some more. It just seems like things keep getting worse every day.
Strange. I don't get that feeling.
I'll look up at him and kind of look towards the direction of the storm, and you guys, you've traveled a long way. Still can't believe how many of you there are.
They're all here, Valev. They're all here because when I explained your story to them, they agreed to form the clans. They agreed to ride, and they agreed to support this cause. It seems our arrival's a bit late, however, as he kind of surveys some of the initial damage and detritus and damage that's still kind of piled up in different places.
You're here now. We lost many, but you are probably hungry. Let's get you inside the city limits.
Very well. You watch as he lifts his arm, and for the next hour or so, you and roughly 1,000 clans members of the different Bearkin tribes are gradually
Oh my lord.
making your way into the outer districts of Whist. And as this happens, people just stare and smile. Some frown with concern. There's different groups of people that watch. Some kind of nod in your direction, recognizing who you are. Eventually, as you get closer towards the outskirts, you watch as the big treant form of Wilson comes lumbering over. Well, my. This is a good thing, Valev. Well done. Well done indeed. And he kind of goes lumbering away, carrying two big, cargo boxes that he sets down over by some of the now inert forges of blacksmiths that are trying to get things back up and running. Nighttime drills have already begun. You watch as Brachus comes over just briefly to exchange words with Vengar. Almost as if two men resolute in what must be done don't even need introductions. Quick few words of exchange. Brachus kind of looks down at you, Valev. Do you have any idea where you'd want them to set in? We're stretched a little thin over here. Closer to the Chimera, perhaps, the Fort Chimera. You do have some fairgrounds over there. I think that might be more accommodating.
Wherever they can. We're people of the forest and of the earth, so outside is quite comfortable for many of us. Some probably might prefer beds if there are, but we don't require much.
Well, you may not require much for that, but this is a sight for sore eyes that have been, well, doesn't matter. You can see he kind of rubs at the back of his hand briefly, just scanning this mass force that has arrived. No, there's always a sense of hope, but we'll do what we can. He starts calling out to some of his officers and some of the patrols. They begin helping and guiding the massive column in the direction of Fort Chimera. Pretty much the rest of your evening will be spent getting everybody set in. For those of you enjoying a meal on the second floor of Fort Chimera, Gulsha, Arena. Apollo's already kind of nodded off in quiet exhaustion on one of the nearby couches. Kai is safely stowed away.
We're talking endgame or out of game right now, Jason.
I'm pretty sure it's both.
He lost power.
He lost power.
He lost power. Yeah. It's in his private chat that he lost power. Because, the IT gremlins are out to kill us all.
They are.
Well, with the storm right now, there are people here who've lost power.
Yeah. With Derek making himself busy with situations of Fort Chimera, Gulsha, Arena, you're on the second floor enjoying a meal. You don't see any sign of Mike Highmoon, but his wife is busily hurrying the kids back and forth. One of the children that looks quite familiar to you, Arena, comes and sits next to you. And
is it the little one that I brought back?
Yeah, it's Brody.
Yeah.
Brody.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't give him ideas.
He already has. He's already got bad ones. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, Come on.
He's got a stripe of black or a stripe of white. I don't know what color his hair is.
Needle teeth. Something like that.
You watch as Brody looks up at you, and you suddenly watch as angelic face is replaced with a hollow skull.
Oh, come
You
on.
just hear Ball's voice.
Damn it.
Yes. Thank you very much for everything you did.
Jason, you've taken this too far. Stop it. Stop it. It's not funny.
Does that really happen? Does that really
Brody
happen?
looks up at you and goes, I've never really gotten a chance to thank you, Arena. I've been told that you saved me. You made me feel better. Is that true?
Yes.
There's not many people that can do that, you know. I thought I'd never see me mom and me dad again, but I think why is your hair and face so different now? I don't remember you looking like this before. Is that my fault?
It's not your fault.
Yes.
Colshaw's like downing a beer.
You didn't design this makeover.
Ghost doesn't seem quite as friendly anymore either. I don't like how half of his face is gone. It's very strange.
Yeah. We'll get used to it. We'll all get used to it. I'm sure
He's
even
like-
Ghost will get used to it.
He's like playing with his food and he looks over at you.
Ghost can talk to me now.
What?
He can talk to me now.
Oh, he can. Oh, can you give him a message for me?
Sure.
Tell him to please not eat me kitties.
Okay. We may have to show him which kitties are yours.
Well, they're all the ones over at the Chimera Mercantile. They're the ones that keep all the mice out.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, if I'm no longer dead, I'd like to make sure my kitties don't die either. And
Well, yeah, we don't want your kitties to go either. And they have to keep the rats down. The rats are terrible.
Well, yeah, they're terrible. And he's like sitting there playing with his food, looking up at you, and he seems very, just very introverted right now. Just very kind of,
Yep.
you know.
Like he was brought back from
watches-
death.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And
I
then
kind of like
there's
the
kind of-
longer hair. I mean,
There's kind of a long pause as the two of you exchange, kind of like, you know, you're both the same size, so it's like exchanging pleasantries with a small child in their
we're both
11
halflings.
years.
Oh no.
Yeah, but you know, he's not nearly as mature as you. Although you get a sense that there's been a bit of maturity since what transpired has kind of reshaped his personality a bit.
I'm sure dying does that to a person.
And he just looks over at you and kind of finishes his plate. His mother comes over and leans in. Now, don't be bothering them. They've had a busy couple days, dear.
He's
Is
not
there
bothering
anything
me.
Oh, well, that's good. Is there anything I can get any of you? Some more food, drink?
Oh, I think I'm good. Maybe a refill on the drink. Yeah, please.
Certainly. All
you.
of your bedrooms have been turned down. I've saw to it that Mistress Kai is fed. She has a tray of food on the way.
Thank you.
My other son doesn't really enjoy chasing after Derek with his food, but we'll see to it he eats. I have a funny feeling
You
this
can
is
probably just
how
leave
he-
his food in his room.
Oh, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is just how he deals with stress. Yeah? Just
Yeah.
pick up a mop and bucket and just fix the world.
Well, sometimes some people think that soap cleans everything.
Well, there could be a little truth to that, I suppose. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but in case I haven't said it enough, thank you. And she kind of scoops up her son out of the chair, and he begins helping her kind of clear the table, and eventually a refreshed glass comes back to you, one of the local wines. However,
Oh wait, I have a cup.
as you and Gulshaw are sitting there, there is a.
Tink.
Let me make sure I find her name. No, that must
Did
not
you guys
be
see
it.
my squished fairy?
Oh,
Oh yeah, you gotta show her when you're squished fairy. That's
oh
true.
no, you set it right on a fairy.
Yep.
Rude.
This
Oh.
my
Just rude.
Or
squishy
Gotta
watch out for the wee people.
Who made that?
The wee people.
It's a friend of mine on Facebook.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna mangle her name. It's
Well, mangle
It's
all right, you
your
already
name's
mangled the
easy
berry.
to do.
it's like
Yeah.
Meg Tien. I'm gonna mangle her name. I don't know.
You guys suddenly hear
Yeah.
music playing
Hi.
in the dinner
Stream.
space that you're in.
I'll
You
post the
see a
website
very-
on
You
Twitch.
see a very familiar
I think
bard
Twitch.
come in
Yeah.
as you see
Is it the
Balama
label friend?
Balama Vavardi comes in. The leader of, I believe, Woolsville, where you had stayed over prior to making your way up to the Maw Chasm. And she's just strumming her lute, looking at all of you, kind of nodding. And eventually she kind of puts the lute on her back, sits down at the common table with the rest of you, begins to kind of pick at the different snacks that are on the table.
Lady, what's the news from Willsville?
Well, good, as far as I know. We now have a decent-sized defensive force in Woolsville. We've seen to it that all the surviving Templars and armed forces that you and Brackus have built up are dispersed, especially now that the Chimera company is so well formed. And I just came to let you in on a little secret. Evidently, a rather large force of very dirty, hairy, and smelly individuals have arrived. And there was a very excited Velev constantly chatting with the one that was leading the main column. I'm just going to make an assumption that he probably must know them.
Dirty and smelly?
Well, it's just my clever way of saying I think they're woods folk. People that live...
If they're dirty and
out-
smelly, then Velev knows them.
Oh, well, fair. How are all of you doing? I heard some rather nasty rumors about Lady Silverhand.
They've been exaggerated.
Oh.
Oh, good to
Greatly
know.
exaggerated.
So she's fine then. So a reason why
Yes.
she's not here having a meal with us.
Yeah, she's recovering.
Gulshaw, give me a deception check, because you're lying out your ass.
I am
With
lying out my ass.
advantage, because Arena's lying with you.
Okay. My deception. Okay. So I got a 24.
24.
Love you guys.
She looks over at the two of you and kind of looks back and forth and looks down at Ghost, and then suddenly she's very focused on Arena. She kind of drinks from her goblet. I don't mean to be rude, dear, but as badass as this look is, I don't recall you looking like this last time I saw you.
I had a makeover.
Well, that's a fair assumption to say. Anyways, I just thought I'd check in, see how everybody is doing. I believe Master Silverhand will be, or Lord Silverhand will be, convening the group at some point to have some discussions about our future.
Yes.
She kind of tips back the glass and sets it down, reaches for a bottle and refills it. Do either two of you have any thoughts on this?
You mean what the next step should be?
Perhaps. Or should there even be one?
I figured we'd go over that at the meeting.
They have
No
certain
concerns, no thoughts, no...
Well, there's certain magics in place over there that will hopefully keep our conversations hidden from those who will be searching for them.
Oh, boo. How is one to gossip when there's no gossip to gossip about?
Exactly.
She swings the lute off of her shoulder, starts strumming, carries the bottle and the glass out with her. Well, perhaps Derek would enjoy a nice conversation. Oh, Derek, where are you?
Is it
And
really
she kind of-
conversation you're looking for?
and you watch as she kind of disappears in the direction that maybe Derek is. You're not entirely sure.
I think he went that way. I think he went that way. That way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
She's gonna have a hard time finding me. If I'm not moving, I'm basically undetectable.
We should.
Eating almonds in the shadow.
I am moving so
probably in my room,
slowly.
just laying
I
on
am
my bed
invisible.
because I've suffered. I got a hammer to the face and got some pretty, some damage.
I am
Oh, but you're still a
invisible.
pretty boy.
Arena.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
We should keep to the same stories. Lady Kaya was taken over by powerful magics and demons, and things occurred, and that's none of her fault.
Uh-oh, who'd
Where
we
the hell did everybody go?
I think Jason.
Don't worry
did
about it.
that.
I got it.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, we should.
we should
probably
just
talk
speak to the
other-
others so that it's contained. The
And,
rest we can just say it's rumors.
And we should send a message to Kai too.
Yeah, maybe you should go talk to her. I don't know.
I don't think they'll let me talk to her, but I could send a message.
Yes, well, after the discussions we have, I have a course of action I might take, but I'll wait till after our discussions with Lord Silverhand.
Okay. Okay, so taken over by. I have to write this down, otherwise Callisto will forget it. Kai, taken over by powerful magic.
Merkel's evil minions.
Powerful magic. Merkel's evil minions. Okay.
There
I
you
know
go.
me. I'll forget. Party line. And me, I had a makeover.
Yeah,
See my new lipstick?
I heard that one. Just didn't tell her that the makeover was by Paul.
I mean, we don't really need to go into that.
I'll have words with that being next time I come across him.
I don't know if arguing with a god is
No, I won't argue with him.
advisable. Or yelling at a god.
No. I'll
Okay.
just simply make a deal with him.
Yeah, we saw where that led me. You may not want to do that again.
My fate is sealed, yours is not. So I get up and walk away.
Okay.
Did you
I'm
wanna
not
still
doing
send
it
him-
in the common room, so I
Okay.
would go into into my room with Ghost.
Okay.
So we go up to bed, finish in there, and then I'm gonna send a message. Let's see, how many sendings do I have? Okay. All right. Let's see if I can do this. Count my letters. I mean, not letters, words.
Yeah, your letters. You can
Count
send
my
2
letters.
words.
I can send
Okay, count my letters.
25.
That's
That's
24.
like five words. Yeah. Count my words. All right. Oh boy. Shit, what do I want to say? I want to say. Kai, I hope you are okay. Telling people overtaken by powerful magic. Merkel's evil minions. Right, that's 15. Mhm. all of us stick to same story? Because it's
I love
true.
you. No.
I said, because it's true. So, yeah, that's my... Don't ask me to repeat it. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
Yep, that's what I said.
Kai, you'll hear sniffling come back in the message. So yeah, she'll be all sniffly. And thank you. I'm sorry. Tell everyone I'm sorry. And I'll just stay here until they let me out. I didn't count my words, but that's about it.
Well, you get
So,
25,
yeah.
so...
I know. I didn't count them, but yeah,
Okay.
that's all I have
Okay.
to say other than I'm sniveling and crying. So that might count as words too.
She's like, yeah, it's like by the 25th sniffle, it just kind of cuts out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry. And thank you. Yeah. That's basically it.
Okay. So, because I think we're good. I got everything in that one, I think. Alrighty.
I mean, eventually you realize you're the last person at the dinner table. Eventually everybody just kind of wanders off to do their own thing. Anything you'd like to do?
Am I forgetting something?
I don't know. You have a little bit of time in the evening.
I don't think I'm forgetting anything. You always do this, and you make me think I'm forgetting something.
So you wander off to bed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're in bed, right? Because
I went to room. I went to my room.
Sending a
Yeah.
message, yeah. So
Yeah.
you kind of just collapse in a big heap with Ghost kind of curled up at the
Cuddle
foot
up
of the
with
bed.
Ghost.
Gulshaw eventually has obviously made his way. Derek, oddly enough, as you're sitting there cleaning up the mess, you're kind of in a shadowed section of the Fort Chimera, and you watch as a bard just goes walking right by you. Oh, Derek! Derek, where are you? Do you have time for a drink? And she's carrying 2 glasses, a bottle, the loot, as you recognize the face of Balama, the magistrate of Bullsville.
Oh, I was no, I went to my room, so
Okay.
is
So at
she
some point you just watch her linger on by, and you make your way up to your room at this point, not wanting to really have anything to do with her.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day and night. Okay, we went straight from a war to like a cleanup effort that ended up going to shit. I mean, I'm exhausted. I cannot deal with people right now, not even positive people.
Valev, everything is going pretty well. All of the, some you recognize, most you do not recognize. This is the most you've ever seen of your own people in one place. You can hear tribal music. Fire pits are being built up. You can see some Crown's Guard and soldiers and Chimera company commingling with this new onslaught of unique individuals. Eventually, Vengar kind of sits down next to you as you're kind of just staring into the fire. Are you okay, Valev? You seem distracted.
Yeah. No. No.
No, you're not okay. That arcanic storm that's going on out there. I've heard rumors that was your friend.
Yeah.
I am genuinely sorry to hear that. He seemed nice enough.
He was. He was. I mean, my best friend, a mentor, teacher, brother. He was a lot.
You have certainly changed, young man. You are not quite the young, naive boy that we sent out into the wilderness so long ago.
That you found in the wilderness.
Well, after we found you, dear boy. He leans in and tugs at your beard. I definitely like the beard. Pretty cool.
Didn't think I was gonna get that for a while. I think
Life
Scorch
has
had
way of
a bit to do with
imposing
it.
itself on you.
Yeah. As we're sitting there at the fire, my wild shape will last for 4 hours, but I have Wild Companion, where it's basically as an action you can expend one use of your wild shape feature to cast the Find Familiar spell without material components. And when you cast it, you can either select it's Fey instead of a beast, and the familiar does the same thing, 4 hours. And it could be of not just the beast forms, but it could also be of imp, sprite, pseudo-dragon, and another one, like Quipper or something like that. So as we're having this conversation, Valev is just looking into the fire and kind of just like waves his hands and twirls his fingers a little bit, and out of the fire pit pulls a little mote of flame, and it starts floating above his hand and kind of like swirls in and out of his fingers, and with a bit of a burst, flying around his hand is a small red pseudo-dragon that looks identical to Scorch. And it just kind of floats around.
Tilts his head, looks at you. Well, a perfect effigy if I've ever seen one, don't you think?
I don't know if it'll make me miss him less or more, but feels right. It feels right.
Nergar just kind of stands up next to you, places his huge, massive hand on your shoulder. It's the memories that keep us going, Valev. They keep us going. He kind of shakes your shoulder. You've become so much more than I ever anticipated. I'm glad we've met, and I'm glad you're Cleansfolk. You will never be alone again, young Valev. Your clan is here. Take solace in that. Now, who's got the beer? And you watch as he begins to look around, and big old keg of foamy Bearkin ale is, it just spouted, and people are coming out with their tankards and mugs, and it's just that familiar sense of being back home without having to be back home. Spend the next of your waking hours and then slipping off.
I've never really had that beer before. Just get a mug.
He immediately hands you a mug, and as you're drinking and enjoying this evening, you eventually just slip off into a perfect night's sleep. As all of you now go ahead and take your long rest, check off all the appropriate markings. You all wake up one by one the following morning to the smell, bacon, eggs, the sound of cleanup continuing on. Some of you camped out with your newly arrival kinsfolk. The rest of you waking up isolated in your rooms. It's morning. What would you guys like to do today?
Before I go down to breakfast, I want to review the oral traditions of my tribe.
Okay.
Particularly about the Messiah lore.
Go ahead and give me a history check on that one.
Oh, God. Good at history. Let me see if I get any bonuses to history, which I probably don't. Nope, I don't. 13.
Ooh, I totally do.
I got a -1.
The lore of your tribe has always operated under the most centrist kind of concept of the Great Redeemer. Somewhere, either in this time or a future time, or perhaps somewhere out in the world, exists somebody that they believe will bring the world back to the way it was. Whether it's a physical or mental process is kind of irrelevant to the assumption of the lore. But the idea of the Savior, the Messiah, the idea of this great individual, there's a bit of sharpness to the thought. Kind of looking at the hammer, looking at the book, looking at everything that you've accomplished to this point. This Savior, someone who is clan, but more specifically family to all. Someone who is empathetic, but stern and upright in their assumption of the world. A risk taker. Someone who will set the world back on its path of righteousness and bring all the tribes together in an effort to undo what the Rift Wars have caused. And this lore came into existence when your tribe was, like many of the others that created a subsistence living by wandering the Chultian desert, by clinging on to the very edge of existence in hope at some point in the future, this person, this entity, this thought, this oracle, this reality may come into play. Begins to cause you to think about the journey that you're on. And what does it mean to be Gul Shah, founder of the Templars, the keepers of the oath, the takers of the oath? Your bound vow to both Baal and the Raven Queen, and the understanding of how they're trying to bring balance back to the world. You, their vessel, you, their vestige, you, her champion. Thoughts but can only wonder and ramble in your head while this happens. You complete reading the inscriptions written in the Lore Keeper's book. Kind of tuck it back into the bag that you keep near the foot of your bed. But first things first. You have a city to put back together. You have people to feed. You have an army to build. These thoughts weigh heavily on you as you close the door and make your way down towards the common area for the meal that you know is waiting. You inadvertently run into Derek as he comes out of his room. Eventually, Ghost and Arena come out of their room. Surprisingly enough, flanked by two paladins, personal guards to Lord Silverhand. You see Lady Silverhand emerge from her room as well, as they follow respectful distance behind her. The only person that you don't see right now is Velev, who has not kind of come back to the fort at this point. All
That's
of
not
you-
unusual. I mean, he's gone a lot of nights.
There's no sign of Apollo as well. He's probably sleeping it off.
Sleeping in.
Peacefully.
But four of you.
I'm gonna go walk over by Kai.
Okay. The guards make no move. They simply stand back against the wall, just kind of keeping a respectful distance, but keeping an eye more on the area around than directly at you as you kind of take a seat alongside Kai, where she's not really eating much.
All right.
Okie dokie. So we ate breakfast.
This is I'm coming out. It's a new day. As far as I'm concerned, it's fresh. Got plenty of stuff we need to get done. No point in worrying about what happened. Well, a little point in worrying about it, but it's not going to be the define all of our actions.
How are you feeling, Lady Kai?
I guess I'm feeling a little better. I still need to speak with whoever's left of the Dragonborn tribes and give them these, and I'll show the bag of tokens and
Yeah. Sorry I had to dump that on you.
Messiah.
It just felt like something was really pushing me to end it really quickly. I don't know what it was. I wanted to have
The
a
fourth
bit more.
wall, perhaps.
I didn't want to have. I didn't mean to just drop
Well,
it
I owe
on
it
you
to
like
them.
I think it's just the female that we rescued from the forest.
Yes. That is all that's left.
Well,
Yeah.
at some point, I need to find her and apologize and give her these so she can take them back to wherever they need to go.
I don't know if they have anywhere to go. That's kind of why they were coming here.
And Kai just stares down at her food. God, she feels horrible. I feel horrible.
Yep.
Genocide.
Arena feels horrible too.
Yeah, that's not your fault.
Don't let me touch things anymore.
We'll get revenge.
We gotta go
Sometimes-
kill that
Most
Merkel.
definitely, I will be there to do that.
We gotta go kill the Merkel's
The only
minions.
time we learn lessons is when we make mistakes. And you'll never make that mistake again. So you can now put it from your mind.
No, I will not.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, Velev.
Ah,
Did
Velev.
your
Morning.
did
Are
your
Are your
bearkin
people here?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Did
I
they-
just realized that none of you have so this is Vengar. He
Oh, he came with you. Oh.
yeah,
hard to miss him.
I wanted to introduce you.
It is a pleasure to meet all
This
of you.
this is Arena and Golsha. Kai, Lady Silverhand. This is Derek. Apollo is
Still sleeping.
oh, okay. You'll meet him later. Yeah, these are my friends. Vengar is who basically found me and brought me into the Barakin Druid clan and taught me common, taught me.
I merely placed his feet underneath his legs. The rest he's done on his own for the most part.
You've made a very capable warrior there.
Velez stands up a
agree,
little
I
bit
think
taller
you-
when he hears Golsha say that. Whew. he's getting to see like the two kind of like father-esque figures like meet, and they're both huge like compared to him. Like he's just like looking up like, wow, This is crazy.
I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, he's grown up a
They
lot.
will sing songs of him, I'm sure.
All right, we're gonna have a busy day. The commanders need to get us the damage reports. I have information on the Merkel's campment that I want to review, so that way we know what to discuss when we go in with Lord Silverhand.
Ooh, I'm gonna look around for prints. Can I see prints?
Maybe we could throw a Chimera mercantile
Give me
board
a
of directors
perception check,
meeting in
Arena.
there too.
And we should we should maybe think of holding a small celebration to get everybody's spirits up. Later, of course. Sometime before we meet Lord Silverhand, but maybe not today.
Maybe a gathering of remembrance for those who have fallen in battle.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Of course.
Plenty of alcoholic beverages.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I had beer last night. It was
Beer.
yeah, I didn't taste good, but
I remember my first beer.
it made me feel better.
I don't.
I got a 19 perception.
Looking around, you don't see any signs of the bullywogs in here.
Okay.
Maybe they're outside. Maybe they're somewhere nearby, but they haven't shown up here anytime soon.
Okay, I gotta go find the bollywogs.
I just want to confirm times for us to meet up or anything like that, because I know we all kind of get scattered at some points, but we should probably have set times where we want to meet
all
up
of you
specifically.
seem quite busy. I'm going to see to it that a proper keg of our ale is brought in, and see to our kinsfolk.
Is there anything
I
that
will
you
see
need?
later. No, I don't think so. We're already in the process of distributing what we have brought with us. I suspect you
Okay.
need more than you have to give.
Well, I mean, we have
So
space. There's.
Oh, we are very much used to the outside, and your fairgrounds here are quite nice.
Okay.
We are
The
able
left
to
side up?
accommodate. Yes.
Good.
The left took care of us all. Yes, thank you. Well, for that, pleasure to spend the evening.
Is everybody...
I'll come find you later, Vengar.
Okay. Watch as the huge bearkin man just turns, and the guards are just staring at him in absolute awe. He's still very much regaled in his chieftain attire, his war attire, his war paint. Everything on him is just overwhelming to see.
Are we all good to meet up late afternoon?
Lunchtime or
After.
after? All right.
After.
Yeah, I gotta go see if I can find the forge and see about that shield.
Well, there's what? Oh, your shield. I got your shield for you, Valeb.
The
I picked
green
it up
one?
for you. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see.
Well, Lev's all
Have
happy,
you been to your room
but he
since
was all
yesterday?
pissed.
You haven't been.
No.
To your room. No, you. Yeah, it's in your room.
Haven't been to the room since before Scorch and I left.
Oh yeah. It's
When are
it's
we
in your
meeting
room.
with Silverhand? We said
After lunch.
in the next few
Tonight?
days.
Next few
Yeah,
days?
sometime in the next few days. I think they said they'd let us know when that was coming. So that's why I wanted to review the information. In the meantime,
research.
I'll be helping to figure out with repairs and resupplies. Arena, I'm sure you'll be working on that too. So if you're in charge of it, just give me something and I'll get it done.
Okay.
There's you watch as one of the Crown's Guard soldiers comes in. Or one of the Chimera Company sergeants comes in. Sorry to disturb you. I have some preliminary reports to leave with you. And he comes over and he sets down a stack of parchments, and it could be worse. But we still have more work to do. And he kind of doffs his hand and quickly leaves the space.
Is that it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, since I said so, I'll start looking through some of it. Not all of it. I'll take like a couple pages and see what the damage is starting out at.
Yeah. I'm gonna send a runner. I'm gonna flag someone down and send a runner to find Prince and the Bollywogs. Because I want to...
Right away, Mr. Sharita. I'll find out where they are. We think they set up camp near the edge of the woods. They didn't seem to enjoy being out in the open.
Okay. Well, I know Prince has a room here, so I just haven't seen him.
Fetch Prince for you then.
I'll go see if he's upstairs.
If he's here, yes.
And I'll run upstairs, using that as an excuse to go and check out my room to get the shield. But I'm looking for Prince as well. That was the main reason I went up there.
Out of character,
correctly,
Prince was like my guy, right? One of my runners. Prince, one of my helpers, right?
Well,
I'm remembering correctly.
The Bollywog, right? I'm pretty
Bollywog,
sure his name isn't Prince.
It's Prince.
It's Prince.
Yeah, it's what Max named.
It's the Bollywog
Probably not-
formerly known as
It's probably
Prince.
not his Bullywog name, but Max
But it's
named
his
him
common
Prince.
name.
All right.
And he learned common, and
I
his
just think I
common
wanted
name is
to
Prince.
slay him so badly
Well,
long
I
ago.
guess
Him and the
That's
Bollywogs were
okay.
kicking ass in that battle.
Like,
Right.
They were doing so
Borderline.
dope.
I know, and you were borderline
Take care of
homicidal
that,
at the
so.
beginning of that.
Yeah, I'll go find him.
Like every
Very well,
session, I'm gonna kill
will
him.
return
I'm
to my
gonna kill him.
duties, and he
Okay,
wanders
thank
out.
you.
Hey, JC, a little low volume on my end.
Yeah, you're really low on my end too.
Am I low?
Yeah.
You can turn the music down a little bit and yourself up.
Yeah.
I thought I did turn myself up. Hold on.
I think it's you did the reverse because the music sounds louder than it did before, and you sound quieter.
Huh,
I'll
weird.
turn
How do
you
I
up.
sound? How about now?
Now I don't hear the music at all.
Yeah.
Oh no, there it
It
is.
is this-
It's just on a pause. All right.
So does it sound better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that? Better? I was a little slouched
Yeah,
back
that-
with
Yeah,
the-
that's way
Yeah,
better.
that's good.
Okay. I'm still getting used to voice meter because it is a better way to control the volume.
Yeah. So is Prince upstairs in his room? I'll go there first before going to my room.
Yeah, you go and his door is open. You look in. There's no sign of him.
Is there a sign of anything? Any trouble?
I mean, as far as you can tell, the window's open. There is a small rucksack at the foot of the bed.
Are there sheets tied together going out the window attached to the bed?
Not
Pretty sure he could have
particularly,
just
no.
jumped.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, fair.
Yeah. You kind of look over and, yeah, I mean, he probably just didn't want to sleep indoors. I mean, bullywugs are notoriously claustrophobic, so
Yeah.
it's possible he just went out into the wilds.
He must have been freaking out then when we were in those tunnels.
Thought they slept
Fair.
in
Yeah,
mud
imagine
holes.
that. I think he was freaking out when he realized he was bait.
Probably, yes.
I mean, that's how he originated, was bait.
Yeah. I remember.
Yes, we kept
a
the
really
bait.
horrible voice.
Don't do it again.
Please don't do it.
Don't
So,
do it.
So,
anything of note on the reports that we should?
I mean, scouring the reports, there's at least 32 people reported as dead, 122 reported as injured, 12 are missing. There's a general synopsis of the amount of damage to the fort, the outskirts of Whist, the Chimera Mercantile. There's notations and references to still waiting for reports from Traverton, Woolsville, Brockton, some of the other outlying towns that have not had an opportunity to report in yet. It's a very quick assessment, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
All right, then I guess I'll get started on creating a work detail to get the supplies and materials for repairs, and
Okay.
I'll start on that.
All right. Good enough. Valev, you make your way into your room. and leaning up against the wall is a pretty badass green scaled shield.
Oh yeah.
All the parts have been fused and put together in a certain way that just make it all look like an iridescent kind of foil look to it. But whenever you shift and look at it, the brightness fades almost immediately to kind of, you pick it up. It covers you from shoulder to knee, from shoulder to shoulder. It's quite large, but there's no weight. It's master crafted, no weight to it whatsoever. You also realize that there's inverted strapping on the inside of the shield with kind of like a pivot fulcrum device that's been attached to the interior. You can see where the shield can swing up and cover up to 2 people and then can swing down. You realize holding it up over your head, it casts a perfect way to deflect arrows off of you, kind of punching the tough exterior of the bonded material. This is truly masterclass work. This thing is, at the very least, a shield, large shield +1, but with finesse tendencies to it because of its overall condition. If you could just figure out a way how to make it magical, this would be a pretty badass shield.
I immediately run downstairs with it, and as I run out past everybody, I'll yell over my shoulder, "Thanks, Sarita!" And I'm just sprinting to Vert's.
Okay.
I think he liked the shield. He didn't say anything about Prince, though. Okay, I'm gonna flag
So much for
someone
that.
else down, and ask
Is that really a surprise?
I did.
and ask them to
I
find
saw a
me.
floof, a random floof.
Wait, I can have a random floof spawn
I
too.
got
Spawn puppy. No, the second
She
the
pulled it up
shield,
behind her.
the second he saw the
Yeah.
shield, he completely forgot that he was looking for
Right?
Prince.
For Prince, yeah.
It's my random floof.
It's my -1 intelligence, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Remembering stuff is
sorry.
difficult.
A sergeant of arms kind of sees you. Yes, Mr. Serena, what, can I do something for you?
Can you find Prince for me? Track him down, and I think he might.
The little bullywog fellow.
The little bollywog, yes. I want
There's
to.
a-
I want to check and
There's
see
a
how
group
they're
of them
doing.
camped out by the woods. I go see if he's
Yeah.
there.
Would you please?
Yeah, absolutely. And he kind of nods and immediately makes his way out towards the entrance of the Chimera Fort.
Thank you. So, I'm continuing breakfast.
Arena, I might need your help a little later on to help me research some things. I'm not very good at that.
Okay. What is it you need to research?
Well, I need to do some more research on this hammer and shield and book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Maybe there's information
what
on them
they're
in Vert's
called.
Tower.
but what they actually can do, I don't know anything about.
Well,
Unless
we may
I
have
was
to hit
told
something
that I
with the
forgot.
hammer.
Oh, was there anything in the report about the dragon materials? I remembered it being scattered and was wondering.
Yeah, the
I know we
the
had people.
back half of the black dragon. We sent people
No
to find it.
specific detail about that.
Okay, I'll have somebody look into that. Then I'll send somebody out to look into it.
And we'd slowed its fall so it didn't like splatter everywhere. So, in
Possibly.
an effort to
That's
actually,
right. It was.
in an
Feather-
effort to
Yeah,
actually
feather
collect
fall.
bits from it.
I don't know. Does that spell stay on you after you're dead?
Yeah. As long as the
can't
person
see why it
remained
wouldn't.
concentrating on it.
Is it a concentration spell?
Can't concentrate without a
Yeah.
head.
I believe.
No, Kai cast
I
it
don't-
on or everybody.
I don't know if it was
Or was it Kai or Arena?
Yeah,
Kai
but
cast.
a feather. It's
on
a feather
everyone.
ball,
and
right?
it's-
Was
it
it a
was-
feather ball?
Yeah,
I
it was.
believe it was
feather-
Yeah.
Featherfall, right?
Featherfall.
Kai, Arena, and the
I
dragon.
don't
That's
know.
what, it's not concentration, but
It just lasts for a minute.
But can you cast on an inanimate object?
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Good to know. My voice falls
Well,
off.
it wasn't
No,
inanimate
it's
when it
just
was cast.
creatures.
Right.
just
I mean,
creatures.
basically,
It
the
doesn't
dead
happen.
dragon became an object, which is
Yeah.
why-
Right.
Yeah.
It was live when it was cast.
No, because we didn't.
Okay.
I don't think it was cast when it was alive.
No, because she cast it on it when we turned it into a badger.
Yep.
Correct.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is. I can't
I
remember.
forgot about the badger.
We did so much crazy shit that
the
2
whole
months worth
scene.
of battle. I'm like,
Oh my god.
So much stuff.
The dragon literally went.
yeah. I forgot they turned him into a badger.
So did I.
And I remember him like, what? Oh, he didn't save.
We're like 800 feet up in the air. You turned it into a badger.
Oh, golly. That was a good one.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
On top of us. Yeah.
Yes.
That was a
So
hell- that was a
anyway,
hell
Yeah,
of a
that's
fight.
where Featherfall
It really
came.
That was
was.
a crazy fight.
yeah.
Alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So. Oh my gosh. Going through. If we finish scouring the paperwork that they brought us,
No. You know.
Yeah, it's a pretty preliminary report of situations regarding most of what most of you could already figure out on your own. I mean, the only real detail is the number of wounded, dead, and missing, which is the majority of Chimera Company. There's still been no report delivered by Brackus at this point. As you guys are kind of scouring over this, Valev, you've made your way out at this point. Where are you heading to, by the way, Valev?
Vert.
I was heading back to Verts.
That's right. Back to Verts.
See about it, enchanting the shield. What? I get it for 2 seconds, and immediately it's gonna be not in my possession again.
But every time we ask him that, he can't do it. So.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I mean,
so
this time it's
you're making-
prime. It's prime for the manipulation, but
Right.
you know, at the
But
same
whether or not
time,
he can manipulate.
yeah, Golshaw just has a pretty badass shield that I don't even think Valev hasn't even seen it. I think he's
Nope.
just heard mention of it once or twice prior. So he's like, oh, you got to book a hammer, another hammer? Why do you need 2? And a shield? Cool.
Again, why does he
Raven
need 2?
Queen.
Because I think he's got another shield.
Well,
Um,
yeah,
Find
I
out
mean-
what they do on.
yeah, so you're on your way to Verts.
Do you not?
Yeah.
Derek, Kai, and Gulshan Arena, you're still kind of lingering around the table and eating. The 2 guards are in the back. Eventually,
I'm
you see
Waiting for
Brackus.
Prince.
Eventually, you
Looking
see
at my
Brackus
food.
wander in. Brackus has got his great helm underneath his arm. Looks at the 2 guards, nods at them, and makes a hand motion. The 2 guards immediately leave the space. Brackus kind of looks over at you, Kai, for a moment with deep concern on his face, and then walks over to the table. Don't mean to disturb all of you, but may I join you for breakfast?
By all
By all
means.
means.
He kind of sets
Snap
the
the
great
Oleo.
helm like on the table. Begins to kind of like put some food on a plate. Just kind of came to apologize. These aren't easy times. I've been very much invested in Lady Silverhand's health. And, well, I have given my word and I've given promises to his lordship. And that was the closest I've ever come to seeing something very important to me. Well, doesn't matter. I acted inappropriately, and I do apologize. And he quickly just kind of shovels eggs and bacon into his mouth. You don't even need an insight check. He's uncomfortable.
I will attempt to alleviate his feelings. Now, is he upset because he ordered guards put on her and all that stuff? And
Well,
What are you upset about? Or what are you apologizing for?
I think it's more he's upset with the attitude that he showed in the situation. You know, it was a stressful instance.
very masterful insight, Derek. I appreciate your commentary.
Well,
I realized that I reacted. I reacted poorly.
So we're gonna take the guard off of Kai, right?
I just did that. Yes.
Good.
well,
Good.
That's
The hammers are inert. We fixed it.
I
I
understand.
understand.
yeah,
I understand why you acted the way you did, and in the moment, it's probably what you thought was best. But things are going to probably keep happening. Maybe not like this, but I'm sure Kai is going to end up in.
I mean, Lord Silverhand must have realized when he allowed her to go with our party what that entailed.
I believe he understood. Yes, I think we all understood what it entailed. I just, it's not easy when things go wrong. It's not easy when there are challenges out of your control. All of my reports and instances leading up to the battle, well, I had no idea that they had the ability to move as fast as they did.
Yes.
It's unnerving to see things happen that are out of your control, and unfortunately I let the better part of my emotion get ahead of me.
In that case, I was stuck in their encampment due to a little teleportation incident. I'm not going to get into it right now. But someone in the fort gave me these documents. Okay, and I understand it's a whole bag of worms. Everything, never happened before. I get it. Same spiel we've had to deal with since we started this thing. Okay, but the point is,
Can we?
Yes,
Can we look
we
at
can.
these?
We are planning on reviewing them later in the late afternoon. Once we've got the work schedule worked out for the day with everything for the fort, and then maybe, hopefully, eventually getting some relief for Whist as well as a whole.
I'm gonna look at the maps too.
You watch as Derek kind of pulls them out, begins to spread them out. Kind of looks at it, takes a moment to look at the rendering on the slaver camp. It was the summoning pit he kind of takes a moment to look at with great interest.
Very detailed with all the bodies he put on there. I don't know why he annotated those.
Probably
I
felt
think
he
it's-
had
He
to.
probably had a lot of time on his hands.
Then he goes back to the slaver camp and realizes this is merely a portion of their encampment, correct?
Yes.
The encampment
And-
itself is
The
said to be
important
quite
part.
large, I believe.
And there was a third area because I believe I had 3 documents, and one of them showed the old town area, and there was rumored that he told me about all the monsters and stuff that have been stuffed there. Just keep out of sight. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
With
the
a don't-
Jasper.
My friend told me that they had been storing, I guess, I don't know if they were failures, but they had just been crowding large creatures into underground areas in this portion. So
Creatures? Or what do you mean by failed? I mean, the only real access we're going to have to get to these areas is unless there's another way into the valley. I mean, the Jasper mining area itself is pretty well secluded. I mean, making our way through the old ruined town may be our only way in.
And that's
Well,
what they
then-
want us to do.
We're gonna be in for a fight then.
There's another way through the mountain.
There is the backside of the mountain, and I still have that old map.
It's the way that we came out.
I'll pull
As
it
you
out of
guys
my
are
bag
going-
because I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You even
But
have
we
a
really
pretty
should
decent
be...
map of Mudknocker, which is
But
the
it-
main pathway
But would it
that
still be
leads up into the back sections. So you have some pretty good annotated maps of the original escape when you came out of the volcanic area.
But it might not be so viable considering the
Yeah.
volcano.
Do we do I see anything like is it looking around? I don't see anyone like looking or any magic
Hey,
looking
just-
at us.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Just for
I have a passive perception of 25. Nothing better be sneaking up on.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
better be
mean-
looking at us.
You're in Fort Chimera.
Yeah.
There's pretty
I had
good
15.
Yeah, there's pretty good defensive measures being taken place.
Okay.
Even though they can't really afford it, there's at least 2 or 3 guards that are patrolling the common areas. They recognize the importance of maintaining a semblance of, keeping their eyes out, understanding what's going on.
I was more thinking magical eyeballs.
Those would be-
Give me a wisdom save, please.
Ooh.
Did you ever
24?
cast
24.
Sanctuary?
There's no sense of scrying going on as far as you can tell.
Okay.
The original conversation that you guys had about the amount of energy and effort that was exercised in trying to take Whist, even though they weren't successful, and even though Whist is now in a pretty sorry state, a pretty sorry condition, they could be just as much recovering as you are. Once again,
Yeah.
the only real concern is that, sure, there were maybe 2-3 dozen so of Merkel followers, flagellants, and priests and priestesses that were involved in the siege of the residence and nearly succeeded. But for the most part, there's been no sign of the humanoid forces involved.
Yeah.
And based on Derek's detail that he had explained last time,
There's a lot of humans.
he's not even sure if they are real humanoids anymore. They were monstrosities and creatures that were gradually succumbing to some kind of transformational effect.
Yeah.
A large number of the inhabitants in the encampment were deformed, gross, extra limbs. I mean, they were all pretty weird looking. Let's just put it this way.
the same type that we ran into down below, and
Yeah.
when they were constructing those things, those knolls that we found that were constructed semi-undead type of creatures.
Yeah. A lot of them. So,
Where was Brackus during the fight and everything? Didn't he lead a force out on
Yeah,
the
he was
plains and he
taking
was
a force.
overtaken?
yeah.
Mhm.
Detect evil on Brackus.
You cast it. There's no immediate ping or response. You don't get the feeling that he's evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
spy.
does that show up as possessed? If he was possessed, does it
Well, no,
show up?
any fiends, undead, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, I feel better now.
Yeah.
Mudknocker, I've been there in ages.
You
Such a
guys
destination.
watch as Derek unfurls another map, and it's a more detailed map of Mudknocker at this point.
hmm
All right.
Has Prince come back yet?
Eventually, you can hear someone as the little bollywog kind of enters into the common room. Oh.
That was his version of beatboxing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm
Prince
just,
kind of waddles and flaps over to where you are. Looks at you.
Are all your people okay? Okay, good. Very good. Are you
I
okay?
to speak common.
He did learn how to speak common.
Not very well. It's difficult.
Yes. We may need your tribe's help.
We are happy to help.
I'll just explain in detail about the point where the mountain hit the swamp and where we came out of to maybe send some scouts there to see if they can figure out a clean way through, and maybe we can have people get up. But it also might not be viable because there's that 600-foot drop.
You want to go back to the volcano?
Maybe not us
Yeah.
specifically.
You want to? He just watches Prince is like looking around. His eyes kind of bug out a little bit further. I wouldn't do that.
Well, we want to see if it's possible.
Why?
I think anything is possible.
I think the Sadim saying, "Don't do it."
Well, why do you say you wouldn't try it?
The volcano's still active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was figuring.
I mean, it would definitely offer you a surprise.
And
But what other things have crawled out of there?
Does with the information we have, do we know if it's that summoning cavern or if anything is close by the cavern that we entered into the underground area from?
Give me a history check.
I want to help him.
Oh,
Okay, with advantage, as you're
Yeah.
kind of all reviewing notes and looking at maps, trying to put things together. Brackus is just very much looking at all the maps that are on the table right now.
so do you want to know what I rolled at advantage?
Sure.
2 7s, which brings my total up to 14.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, escaping an active volcano with lava chasing you on the back of an undead polymorphed dinosaur
Yeah.
tends to cause you to kind of not think in great detail. You get the feeling,
Even with the 14, I mean, that's not bad.
no, it's not bad. I mean, no matter how you cut it, you came out the backside of the Worn-Tooth Mountain Range.
Yeah, true.
You pretty much, where the ruins are, just above where Whist is. I mean, the volcanic area on the other side of the range that brought you out, just east of the ruins and in the swamp where the Mudknocker village is.
Yeah.
No matter what, that's the backside of the range. You guys came in through the Jasper mining colony through one of the tunnels.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that you do remember, there were a lot of undiscovered areas that you hadn't come through.
Yeah,
But
because
The,
when we
the
went
main
in,
area that you,
we went
the
to
main
those
area that you
two-
mostly experienced was the old fire giant abandoned warrens as
Yeah.
well.
Because there was that, we had the choices to go into that small crawl space, which ended up being the Warrens, or continue deeper into
Yeah.
the mountain, and we never really found anything or figured anything else out about that. So I'm gonna take a stance that we probably shouldn't take that way. But it's still there. We still have what little information we got.
Well, do they know of any other way through is there another pass through the mountains that they might know about?
Oh, I look over at the Prince.
Well, there are at least a couple we can think of. There are old passes not used.
Nothing
We
for
may
I
want to
believe-
try and
What-
look
Would
through
they
them.
lead us into the slavers' camp from the backside?
Maybe. Don't know. Areas we have not gone to.
We may have to explore that option.
Brackus, do you think you could get some scouts out there, and then maybe a Bollywog could accompany them?
I have already begun to assemble at least a handful of patrols that we can afford to send. Unfortunately, making our way through the swamps will consume a great deal of time. We are looking for an alternative plan of sending men to the north of the old Pym ruins, come down from Woolsville and down into the valleys that young Prince here has already stipulated could be a possibility. The challenge that we have are their wyvern patrols. Makes it very difficult to operate near the Worn-Tooth mountain range. We can only assume that they'll have patrols guarding the backside of any access into the Jasper mining colony. At least with the information that we have now. If there maybe is more information that we're not aware of, I mean...
I saw the wyverns while I was there. Were there any notable patterns that I could remember?
I mean, for the most part, from what you can remember seeing them, they patrolled mostly above the mine entrances, and occasionally you'd see a patrol come out of the Worn-Tooth area, but not really from a specific direction that you can recall. There's as strange as these creatures are and whatever they're becoming and the overall intent of this group, there's a general feeling they at least have their shit together to a certain degree.
Perhaps a distraction. If we find a pass that leads to the backside of the mining colony, we can have our main force assault the front, and then hopefully that'll divert enough attention to allow the unit from the back to come in.
Well, with Valev's arrival of his kinfolk, we definitely have the ability now to do this. I'd prefer to have more.
I think I can cover that.
How so?
Let's just say I've made a few friends while I was out exploring the wilderness.
Well, more allies will definitely be fortuitous, to say the least. I have maybe, after the assault on Whist, I have maybe 500 that are capable to field arms. But we have at least 100 of Kai's riflemen. Obviously, whatever you can muster from the Chimera company. And then whatever clansfolk that young Valev has gotten involved in this situation as well. But if your reports are accurate, Master Derek, they have many thousands, do they not?
They do. Which is why I think a surprise.
And God knows what else they've got underneath the mountain, deep inside those caves.
That's why we were thinking about sneaking into the back. We really need to talk to Silverhand about this too.
Yeah.
Yes, he will be hosting a formal war council in the next 2 days.
Okay.
He recognizes that we do need a little time to recover and recuperate. However, I believe sending patrols out now is important.
Yeah.
We are limited in our capacity of speed, however.
I think I might be able to help with that as well, but I have to get in contact with someone first.
Understood. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to report back to Lord Silverhand. We need to make sure that whatever happens, copies of these maps are made, and, well, make him aware of our current situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for the breakfast. And he just kind of gets up, takes his helm, looks kind of awkwardly at Kai, but smiles, and I'm glad to see you're okay, Lady Silverhand. I will let your father know. And he pushes the chair underneath the table and turns and leaves the common area. Prince is now eating a strange paste off of a plate.
I mean,
Did
if
he
it's on a
bring
plate,
the paste with him?
I'm done.
yeah. I'm gonna go get the work schedule worked out for the repairs. And
I'm finished.
I'm gonna, grab. Oh, I have my bag of holding, so I have it. I'm gonna take off over to. I'm following Valev and heading over to Vert's.
Okay. So, Golshai, anything you want to do with your morning and afternoon? Kai, you are no longer under guard.
Well, I wanted to go with Arena because I need her help to try to study up a little bit more at the Silverhand Library, maybe, to see if we could come up with anything more. Or I can go talk to Vert about these things too, to see if he can maybe identify them and figure out exactly what they do.
Okay.
Arena, did you say you were
Derek, what are
taking
you
the
gonna do?
hammers?
I can help
to Vert?
identify.
The fang, the tooth, the
Oh,
beholder
gotcha.
tooth.
Right.
Yeah.
Derek, what are you doing with your day at this point?
I'm going to get the workers organized and get materials and have repairs start getting taken care of. I know they've been doing like little patch jobs here and there, but I'm talking like real construction work right now. And then I also want
And the
somebody
Highlands are working on that too.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if Arena wanted to take care of this, but if not, I'll do it. Getting the information of the deceased employees to get their pensions worked out. Yeah.
It sounds
There's
like
no
a very
pensions
Derek.
in this game. What are you talking about?
This stuff is important. If
Yeah,
we're gonna run an organization, compensation for
Let's
employees
just
is probably.
assume that all happens, and we don't
The look
really
on
have to
Valev's
do
face.
it in character.
Not in character, but I'm
like
saying my
pensions.
character would want to get that stuff worked
Sir
out.
Bezos doesn't like this idea at all.
So
But
Arena's
personally,
already got the high moons and other people that work
Yeah.
for her that are covering their their final expenses and making sure that their family's taken care of.
in that case,
They're all fine.
I want to see if I can get in contact with Elithine.
Okay. Kai, what do you want to do with your day?
Now that you're not under
Well,
guard.
she can definitely help Golshaw identify because I have identify. And she can also help with the library research if you need that. She's very familiar with the library.
Let's just do that.
That's someplace she lived in, basically, because that's all she had of the world was the library and maps and scrolls and all that stuff. So she can help.
That would be perfect.
And
so.
other than that, she'd probably start putting her lab back together.
Okay.
What?
I said, I think you have an admirer, Lady Kai.
Oh, really? Who's
Yes.
that?
Oh, Brachus. Obviously.
Oh?
I'm not there. I walked away.
Seems to be very fond of you. Very protective.
Well, I know he respects my father greatly.
Oh, no. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Of course he does, but there was something there in his eye. thoughts.
I hadn't noticed. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yes.
Insert
Something.
awkward conversation.
Something to talk about later with him, maybe.
Yeah, she blushes profusely.
And that's not easy for a tiefling.
Yeah, right? What do they blush? Pale?
No, not.
They turn pale?
Yeah. No, she just gets a little pinker. She's not red. She's like more pinkish.
Okay.
But yeah. She turns red probably.
So yeah, that's what I want to do, try to find out more about these. Maybe there's lore about them that talks about them being used, or how they're used, who they're used
Yeah,
by, that can give me an idea of maybe what to do with them, who to give them to or not give them to, or to destroy them, or whatever.
Fair enough. So you
Yeah.
and you, Lady Kai, and Arena are doing your activities of the day. Valev, you make your way through the streets. The same sights, sounds greet you. There is a small line out in front of Vert's tower. You watch as debris is being carried away. The place is being cleaned up at a pretty rapid pace. You make your way up the stairs into the doorway. The space here has been cleaned up quite well. The tables are back to normal, the bookcases rearranged, all the furniture reassembled. Not as much clutter as before, as a lot of that was either damaged or destroyed. Shattered pieces of a familiar trapdoor are laying out on a very large table. Vert, his arms crossed, his hand over his chin, lost in thought, then finally looks away from his project. Oh, Valev. So sorry, I was lost in thought. It's good to see you again. How are you doing? Is everything okay?
Yeah. I don't know if you heard, but my clan came.
Yes.
Well, not just my all of the clans came.
I am very much aware. I couldn't tell you how excited I am. The flora and fauna that they have brought with them are rarities indeed. Things that I've been looking for and working on for many, many years. Yes, this will be significant to say the least.
Did you by any chance get to meet Vengar?
No, not Vengar directly. I was made aware of who he was and your
Okay.
relationship to him. I hope to
Yeah.
meet him in the near future. Yes.
If there's anything that you need, component-wise or anything like that, he'll help with anything that they can. And as I'm just kind of like talking all of this, I kind of am like bringing the shield up like into his line of sight and just gesturing with it unnecessarily to try and get him to notice it.
I recognize that shield. I believe our new master blacksmith was working on that, correct?
Yeah. Watch this. And I'll take the top of it and I'll spin it so that it's in its sideways thing and then do kind of like a block so that I could be like, just in case like arrows or falling things, and then I can cover somebody this way. So it seems like every time I get a new piece of equipment, it completely changes how I am building out my style of fighting, and this entire character progression completely takes a shift, and I have to spend a lot of time in D&D Beyond to refigure out all of the new ways that I'm going to do every single type of battle. But that being said,
young Valev, you said many things. I do not understand what they mean, but I can assure you, it'll be okay.
This is a really, really nicely made piece of armor, and I was wondering if I know magic is it's different and not really safe. I mean, and I'll look over to the pieces of the door that have been shattered.
Yes.
But Is there anything, do you think, that you can do to it to
I do have
add something?
I do have oils and tinctures that perhaps could be of advantageous nature to you. I don't have many infusions or imbuements ready, but I could work on some defensive infusions to add as well. Unfortunately, I don't have much of permanence to offer you, but I can certainly offer you things that you could apply to the shield to give you magical effects and abilities.
Yeah, I don't know how enchantments and stuff work, really. I mean, from what I've seen, like, people just put their hands over it and say some words and then things glow. Or, I mean, most recently, you know, bad, evil spirits live inside of items and they take people over and force them to kill.
Yes, I heard about the incident with Lady Silverhand. Is she okay?
Physically?
Understood.
Yes.
Understood. Yes, I get your meaning. I don't think any of us are. I guess it's a wrong way of oversimplifying our feelings.
She's not under guard anymore.
Oh, that's good. I mean, are any of us okay? I mean, this has been an interesting few days, has it not?
Can't believe it's only been a few days. Feels like months.
Yes.
Anyways, I just got this, but I'll just leave it with you for a little bit. Maybe you can take a look. No,
I can. You watch as he goes over to a bookcase and pulls out a messenger bag and kind of unbinds it and looks at small ceramic jars and begins to put things in the bag, and then he hands you the bag. The silver tinctures, there are 5 applications of that one. Those will give you temporarily, once per day, give you +2 to your armor class.
On top of the shields already +2?
Well, the shield is... Oh, I think the shield's +1. Because it's mastercraft.
Oh, I thought shields were +2. Aren't shields +2? My regular just... Yeah, my regular shield is a +2 to AC, just a mundane...
Well, yeah, from a mundane perspective. So
for wood or metal.
As long as you're wielding the shield with the tincture on it, you get an additional +2, because now it becomes a temporarily +2 shield, but you have to be able to wield it with one hand.
Gotcha.
So if you're not wielding it, then you don't get the effect.
Got it. So the shield by itself already is +2, and then putting stuff on it gives me an additional.
Correct.
Crazy. Okay. And you said there are 5 applications of the silver tincture.
Correct.
Okay.
The
Add these
yellow
custom items.
tincture. The yellow tincture will, once applied separately from the silver tincture, will afford you resistance to fire.
Okay.
Once per day, 5 applications of that one. I believe those 2 tinctures should give you the advantages you're seeking.
Okay, so...
As this exchange is going on, you watch as Arena, Gulsha, and Kai enter Vert's tower.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Hi.
Well,
how are you doing?
Lady Silverhand, how are you faring?
I don't know. I'm okay, I guess.
Well, perhaps a visit with your father would be beneficial at some point. I, don't know much about being a parent, but I would imagine eventually he would like to see you. Well, Mr. Serena,
Definitely
how are
like
you?
to see him too, because
I'm good.
Goldshaw, looking stoic as ever.
Thank you.
I rummage in my bag. And I pull out the fang. The tooth.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yes.
so cool. Oh
we
yeah,
had a-
that's
I believe we had a conversation about that, did we not?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not me. You mean Velev.
6 of those. All right. Yeah.
Well, yes, with one of you. I would assume that Velev would have then told you about the conversation as well. Anyways, look, may I see that, please?
what was
It's been a
supposed to
long day, so I
tell?
don't think he mentioned it, but I wanted to bring the fang over to you anyways.
Oh, by the way,
so he found
Prince wasn't in his room.
Yeah, I got that. We found him. Thank you.
Yeah, okay,
A
just
prince of messengers.
just thought you
Yeah.
should know, because
Yeah.
I said that. Yeah.
Right. To be young again. So Velev
spinning
found
my
it,
shield.
Brought it. I don't think it spins like a
It makes a
fidget
bubble card. It makes a bubblegum card noise.
Don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin this. Yeah, it's a
Can we write numbers around the edge?
put a
and
baseball
on it?
card on it, and it just like tick 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 tick.
Wheel, field of fortune.
Oh
You
my
watch as a
God.
piece of chewing gum comes flying off the end of it.
Gross.
how
Oh
to put 'em
man,
on.
why did the blacksmith put that on there? Okay, so anyways, so I pull out the fang.
Don't put that in my hair.
Yeah, and I hand it to Vert and say, so Velev brought this back for me. I was going to have it made into I guess for me it'd be a short sword.
Velev, this is the item that you took from the vault of the ruined Candle Keep location that you and your friend Scorch had gone to, correct?
Yes, this is a fang of a beholder, and his name was it was in a Candle Keep. Wait, let me think. Zanzibar.
No, you told me it was Xanathar. Is it Zanzibar or is it Xanathar?
Xanathar. That's
Xanathar.
yes.
Okay.
You watch as he kind of holds it, and now he's looking at a bookcase filled with books, and let's see. Okay. And he pulls a book off the shelf, kind of opens it up, sets the tooth down, begins
Why
to...
are you losing it? Why? Why are you losing it?
I'm losing it because sometimes
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
sometimes it's really hard and really like my brain is going so fast to try and think of stupid, silly things for Velev to say. And then sometimes it just comes so quick and naturally that I get like I get a little giddy and I get a little teary-eyed because it makes me smile.
Oh my God, you're
Well,
funny.
I believe
It's a bob for big
I believe what you have here is a. We don't know much about beholders. I mean, according to these books that we've discovered over the great periods of time and study and relic hunting, they are quite terrifying creatures, to say the least. This one in particular seems to be one of rather significant import into an ancient city, I believe, called Waterdeep, located along the coastal regions of where you had come from and found this. I believe I have a spell that might work on this, and it is something that I've been practicing some time. I will take some time to prepare, but I think I can actually summon an image or a sentient understanding of this creature into existence so that we may communicate with their ghostly self, perhaps. It's a difficult spell to explain, but it's something that I've been working on for some time, and this would be, I think, I originally tried it on the mirror that you brought to me.
Is it
some time ago.
permanent or is it temporary? The spell.
It's very much temporary. It's designed. It's a way. I originally was designing it as a way to hunt other relics. It's not a real sentient thing. It's almost as if the object is able to tell me the lore of itself, and it does it in kind of a animated way or an animated fashion.
It's
Kind of like how your DNA actually stores your memories, and then when you have children, if like you're a musician, your children are much likelier to be musicians because your memories are stored in your DNA. Something like that?
What's DNA?
I have no idea what you mean. That sounds like very scary, spooky.
Is DNA a spell?
demonic.
Yeah.
Demonic,
Zanzibar told me all about it.
Zanzibar. You met someone named Zanzibar too?
Xanathar. Xanathar told me all about it.
Oh, about DNA?
Oh, what you're saying is the idea that the essence of the original possessor of this tooth can be extracted, and we can understand the beast. Similar to that, yes.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yep.
So to be
Yep.
clear, you had a conversation with this creature. Is that what you're telling me?
Above game, yeah. Am I remembering that correctly? We spoke to the ghost of Xanathar. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Not the skeleton didn't like move after Scorch and I talked to it. That's when I took because that would have been a little weird when he was as he saw it. Say no.
I can do that. I can speak with dead. You speak with the ghost.
Yeah. I figured it was kind of like
essence, the leftover essence.
He just kind of looks away from you down to the tooth.
You can't really do it with a tooth.
That, well, technically it is an inanimate object at this point. If it has lore, if it has some kind of magical imbuement that we cannot extract from it, this is merely a very forceful way for the object to, tell me its details. I got the idea from a spell that I had studied for a while. Reveal lore or reveal
legend lore.
Yes, thank you, Alina. That is the spell that I originally did the study with. If you'd like, I could copy it down for you, and you could take some time to learn it as well.
I would love that. Yeah, and then we can.
Since most of us are here and we're having this conversation, have we had any more thoughts about what to do about you-know-what? He points down into the basement of the tower.
I have.
I also have an idea.
So, you say we need the astrolabe thing, that planetary thing, and some of the other things that we left there. And
Lady Silverhand's mother, Mistress Silverhand, I believe is still the key to all this, and I think those are the pieces of the key that she left behind or left in the future or brought from the whole time thing is still troubling me.
So that
what are you guys talking about?
Cube that you brought hold on for that. That cube that you used to bring back Silverhand, you still have it, right?
We still have the Refraction Cube, yes.
What if we use that to take those things from the past, like right after we left that area before we came back to town? So we know they were there at that particular time, so we might be able to like go into that pocket of time and take them from there.
We've never
and then it was
tried...
potentially destroyed by, a volcano, so...
Well, no
one will miss it.
We've never attempted it with objects. We only attempted it with
Silverhand.
Yes, that was always our focus, was to bring
Will it
a version
work on
of him.
An object?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Could we go in? Could one of us go in? Valev was not there at the time we were there. So could Valev go
I don't know what you guys are talking about
and tell our past selves
Hold on. One
that we need to take an item with us.
Well, we've discussed the possible harm to the timeline if you discuss anything with
Yeah.
ourselves. We don't
No,
actually
no.
know what that'll...
Valev was not
Dude.
there, so he would not. A copy of him
Oh.
would not be there.
Right, but if
That's a good
someone
point.
came up to you those 4 or 5 months ago and said, "Hey, I'm from the future. I need to," you'd stab them.
Well, not necessarily.
If they came
I
up
look
to,
a lot.
If they came up to us in that
I mean,
mountain,
it might be off
I love the way
first thought.
Coach
Came
Shaw
up
said that.
to
Well, I
us.
mean, not necessarily. I mean,
if
We
they
could,
came up to
but
us
I
in
don't-
that
I definitely look older than 4 or 5
Everything-
months ago. Like
everything
that's
in
for
that
real.
mountain. Everything
Yeah,
in
but
that mountain was
you
trying to
weren't
kill
with
us.
us in the mountain.
Nope.
So
What mountain?
yeah,
When?
exactly.
But if
So if
everything
we
in
sent
that
him
mountain was
back
trying to kill us-
particularly, or Lady Kai wasn't there either.
Lady Kaiva side quest.
Oh god, that would be horribly scary. Yeah.
Well,
Let's go
I
and
don't-
try and convince
I don't
them.
think
What could
Kill us,
possibly
but
go
listen to
wrong?
What we have to say.
Yeah, exactly. What could
Oh yeah,
possibly
we
go
could
wrong?
just rip a hole in the whole timeline.
We have to risk it.
I don't know what that means.
I don't think them coming back or going back and talking to us.
No, we
Is
don't even have to.
the right-
They wouldn't even have to talk to him. Could just put it in one of our backpacks or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's other ways we could do it.
What
leave a
thing are
note
we even
on there.
talking about?
We could leave a note on there to take it.
Okay, so a couple
So what
months
you're
back.
saying
I
is
start looking through my
technically-
backpack. I'm like, is it something that I
Yeah,
have?
it
What
could
are
be
we
there
what are we
right
looking for?
now.
So a couple months back, before, okay,
Yeah,
maybe
explain
like
it
a
to
year
him.
ago. Maybe like a year ago.
Yeah. No, it wasn't quite. It wasn't a year ago, but it
9
was
months?
several months ago. Maybe it wasn't quite a year ago.
Because
Yeah.
it was 3 months that we were all off and
That's
away
true,
by
yeah.
ourselves.
I know.
So
that
was it before I even had joined the party?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe you guys like went
No,
off
you
and
just no.
did
You
something fun without me. I was
don't.
almost
You don't remember it because
was
you
almost
weren't
upset.
actually playing with us yet.
Cool.
I know
Okay.
I'm not there right now, but can somebody ask him about the basilisk eyeballs that we gave to him?
To Vert
That's meta. You can't do that.
or to
I
Vert
know.
or to the left.
I'm like, I don't have any basilisk eyebrows. Eyeballs?
Eyebrows.
Basilisk have
Eyebrow.
eyebrows? I don't know.
Yes, they're
weird.
just scaly. So, okay, so a couple months, a year ago, we were like going into the Jasper mines initially before they were taken over by the slavers, and we
Uh-huh.
went into the caves,
Yeah.
and we went down this tunnel, and then there were more tunnels, and then
Yep,
we fell
sounds
down a
about right.
hole,
It's a mine.
and
Gotta be
then there was
careful.
water,
Yep, that's there
and
too.
then we went into another spot,
I'm
and then
following
there was, like,
all of this really, really well.
then there was like this building that
Uh-huh.
was in the cave that was only part of a building, but in that part of the building there was some of the things that we found that we brought back, and some of the things that we left because we didn't know that we needed them.
Were they too big to fit in the necklace?
No, we
Not-
were just
That's
No,
that's
we
normally
had
why we
other
leave
things.
stuff, is because there's like too large of a carcass already in the necklace, and we can't take another large carcass, so we leave one thing and then we
I
take.
grabbed one of the things out. I grabbed this mirror out, so that was already.
I have a mirror, and I take out my steel adventuring
Is the
mirror.
mirror in this room?
It's
Jason,
in
is
Vert's
the
lab,
mirror-
yes.
Is it in in the room we're in? I'm gonna
So-
point to the mirror. I'm like, we brought back that mirror.
Oh, that's not.
That's what was
okay.
in the necklace.
That's
Not-
to the
just.
Yeah.
chase.
Yeah. So
So
we left a lot of the other things because they were
Uh-huh.
kind of heavy, and
Yeah.
we didn't know that we needed them.
okay.
And so yeah, we brought back what we could, but and then we left that part and then went through a volcano with
Uh-huh.
fire giants, and then we came here. I mean,
Oh,
after
Vert just
fashion.
gave me some stuff to help against fire, and I hold up
That-
the yellow tincture.
But I'm really don't want to hit under fire giants.
Five
again.
applications.
So
That's great. That's great.
We
Good job, Valor.
basically,
We were talking about walking through a volcano earlier, and now we have things to help us with fire resistance.
That's right.
Coincidence?
So
I'm wondering
Anyway.
if this meta pigeon understands how many basilisk eyeballs it takes to make the tincture.
what? So it would be easier because Valev was not there, and they could use, and Lady Kai was not there either, and they could use other methods to make sure that one of us would
So
bring back
what
that
you're
item.
saying?
I just don't think that we would have been able to carry them at all. Like,
You would go back to a time where you did not know us and we did not know you. But you would see us,
Okay.
possibly. And there's an item that we will describe to you that you must make sure we take with us.
It's not the mirror.
No.
no, because we
Because
already
you,
brought the mirror.
you already have
We
the
already
mirror.
have the mirror.
See, you
If-
see how well I'm following
See,
all of this?
and
It's- yeah.
You're following so well. That's
It's-
why
I'm
glad
almost like
maybe
2
Lady
steps
Kai
ahead
will
of
go
you.
with
Right, but Gulsha, if we bring back any of the other things, then we wouldn't have brought back the things that we did bring back, and it will change
But
where we are.
you don't have to bring it back
Change.
because
Yes.
I'll be there.
I don't
I
think
could bring
works
it
that
back.
way because
I don't-
we've brought back
No?
many
Oh.
copies of Lord Silverhand. The Refraction Cube is invoked. It consumes a certain amount of components, and it creates a tunnel. Creates a portal and a tunnel that allow us maybe 6 seconds to grab and retrieve whatever's there.
Oh,
I got it. I got it. Easy fix. You ready? All right. This right now.
Go grab it.
You're gonna be like your brains are. I hope they don't actually, but they're gonna explode. Ready? Watch
I'm
this.
gonna have to roll to not hit you. Sorry, go on.
go ahead. Anticipation is literally killing me.
What if we just take another one of the necklaces or another something similar to like your bag, and we drop that off so you have something else that you can carry things in?
I don't know if I don't.
Oh, well, and if you drop off a bag of holding, I know who will pick that up.
Right? I'm telling you. It's like I don't have
He
a
was
negative one to my
searching for one
intelligence.
during that time.
Just so we're clear here, because I don't mind if the universe collapses in on itself. It's meant to
I do.
happen.
I don't know how this works.
I used to. I don't really care
All I heard her
anymore.
say was that she needed to carry things that she couldn't carry. So what if I
What?
just like go and drop off a thing that lets her carry more
But
stuff?
I think there's a limitation to the interaction with the
Kai's gonna.
conduit
Kai-
tunnel that we can interact with.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if she could take things through.
yeah. Kai's
know
gonna
that.
put her hand on Valev's shoulder.
Calm down, buddy.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, how about this? What if
Doesn't
we
it works like that? I don't
get
know.
Calm
over
down, little
there
buddy.
and just grab the things that they don't take that we need right now and bring it right back?
Is that possible?
That was
In
the
fact,
first thing I
One of them
said.
even
That was the first thing I
If-
said.
if we
That's
just
what I
go
said.
and
That's the
don't
first
run
thing
into
Arena
Okay,
said.
wait,
ourselves. Yes.
Just a minute.
I'm gonna.
Vert's used this
Just
thing many
grab
times.
the thing we need and get back.
We need to get that item. What
Oh
would
my
be the
God.
best way of doing that, Vert?
Could I roll an inside check to get a migraine from secondhand stupidity that
Secondhand
I'm feeling
meta?
from across that I'm feeling across the world?
I'm like,
I just rolled a natural 1 intelligence check. I have
Oh,
no
you got a
clue.
0.
I am guessing all of this stuff on this. Yeah, I have a 0.
Yeah, Derek, you've already.
I didn't even pick up on the fact that it was time travel. I just think that we're going to the mines and we're gonna sneak in and find stuff that you didn't take last time. I don't know
My
what's
head is
happening.
hurting and I don't know why.
The less you know, the better.
Why do I feel like something seriously?
This is like
stupid
12
Psychic friendship damage right
so
now.
I'm gonna ask Bert, what components does the cube use?
It requires sulfur, which I have. At least 100 platinum worth of raw gold for the
Okay.
conduit to adhere to the anchor point. The thing that's a bit more expensive to use is, well, it requires the preserved heart of a reptilian creature. I think I have 2 or 3 of those left.
We have 4 of them over at the keep.
I don't know if they're preserved, but
Dragonborn aren't reptilian, you fucker.
I don't think they were preserved.
They do lay eggs. Just saying, they do lay
They seem
eggs.
reptilian to me.
But so do chickens. Huh.
chickens also have
Chickens
scaly
have-
legs.
Yeah.
Weird.
Chickens are closer to dinosaurs than anything. And anyways,
All right.
That's true.
Maybe dragonborn have feathers.
So
and
that's fine. We
can't
can
see.
get that. So what? So is it
So I have-
possible?
I have all the necessary components for 3 trips. Is what I have.
I'm dying.
And
Okay,
how
so-
many items do we need?
Well,
We just need the
have
one.
the mirror already.
Right.
I believe the
Astrolabe and
Staff.
the
I have the
owl?
staff. The staff of
Yes.
light. I gave you to you.
there was the staff of light. We have that.
Mhm.
I believe that was probably the personal staff of Mr. Silverhand at some point. There was a mechanical bird that, not Max, but the other gentleman that jumped through the portal. What was his name?
Ignatius.
Ignatius.
Ignatius. Thank
Oh,
you.
the owl.
Yeah, the
Yes.
owl.
Iggy's owl. Yeah.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah.
The 2 pieces that we're currently missing, we are missing the astral lathe, and I believe there was one other thing.
Is it the pedestal that the owl was on?
Yes, because
Okay.
Ignatius had brought the owl but did not bring the pedestal, and I suspect we need that to activate the
The owl.
All right. So
Oh,
You
there
get
was
those
one
2
other
things.
thing. There was
Oh,
a mechanical candelabra or massive unlit candle stand that I think is part of the ritual as well. I believe you still have the skull and the diamond, correct? You kept that after we used that on the celestial doors, correct?
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I still think that has an involvement, a
Okay.
play. I really think the combination of all these things, once put together and then utilized as we discussed previously, these will give us the outcomes that we need. I just hope that testing them doesn't necessarily cause everything to die suddenly, but that's okay.
Yeah, so let me
Well,
get
that's why I
this
figured
straight.
if we pull the things out just after we leave, we won't be changing anything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
because
see,
we're gonna
is-
go through time
Yes.
and rip out
Then we
whole
won't run
portions
into
of different
ourselves.
rooms.
Or you won't. run into us.
Yeah, just a couple items.
But my understanding
Yes,
is the
3
astral
items,
is quite
quickly.
large.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
I mean, it was essentially a piece of furniture for all intents and purposes.
Do you think I would be able to use the necklace through the
Yeah.
portal?
Yeah, give me the necklace when we go through.
No, we don't have
Well,
to go through the portal.
My
Oh,
concern is I don't know what will happen. Neither myself or Tamlin possessed any magical items. We merely passed through the portal with the refraction cube and no other components on our body other than simple
You were naked?
muslin. No, we wore robes.
They were
for
wearing
that.
clothes,
We
just
wore
not
robes.
magic.
Dun 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 dun.
Stop thinking about them naked.
Well, now I can't get it. Okay.
You're thinking about Terminator.
Yeah, you got it.
You know, this is a great start to this adventure. I have high hopes that this is going to go off with no hitches, no problems whatsoever.
We're all
Well,
gonna
Of course.
there's definitely a limitation to what we can manage with the refraction cube. It is very difficult to do. I think another day of study is in order to make sure we can attempt to do this.
We have
I was
one
hoping this
more-
conversation was going to turn into you merely suggesting you go physically get them and bring them back, but
I don't
Well-
know if
Think.
that's possible because of the
Could
volcano.
we scry on that area because we've seen it before
I could scry
to
on the
see if it's still there and it was not covered
Ah.
by lava or magma?
I just
Boiling
imagine
hot
an
magma.
ethereal like
Magma.
zipper that comes undone, and Valev's hand like reaches out and grabs one thing, and then it zips back up, and then in another area a little zipper, and Kai's hand reaches out and grabs something.
No. It's like
Be
it's
great.
like a hockey stick pokes a hole in reality and then just tears it. and
Well,
then
that's
just
not
kind of-
entirely unreasonable. We had begun the art of trying to perfect that. Can these creatures that we've been dealing with not do that themselves? Have they not been creating gates
Yes.
and portals?
Way too many.
Yeah.
Teleportation
So-
portals.
He kind of looks at all of you, and then he kind of looks. So, I have a possible idea.
Ooh, can I guess? Can I guess? Can I guess?
No.
You can certainly try, Valev, if you'd like to.
Arena scries on the space to make sure it's not full of lava, and then you figure out, because that's what you do. You figure out how the teleportation spells that the other people were using works, and then poof, a big doorway opens. We walk in, we get the thing, and we come right back.
Well, I would pose that some of that is accurate. I would also pose that another possibility, killing many birds with a single stone, we provoke a response from Merkel's people, and they cast a portal, and you walk through it. Doorways swing both ways, do they not?
Yeah.
Derek fell through one, and that's how he got there. But then
I-
he had to get out.
I personally think using the Refraction Cube exposes us to more risk. I feel as if the lot of you making your way into the mine and physically acquiring the items is more valid. If we could make a strong show of force on the battlefield, perhaps get them to open a portal, send creatures through to come after us, and then boop, you all just kind of boop, boop, boop through it before it closes.
Where did the portal that we gotta ask Derek where the portal dropped him when he ended up back there? Because was he in the thick of things? I mean,
Sounds like he
Just-
was.
if we just
We don't want to pop
Get
out right in the middle
captured.
of their fighters.
yeah, we go
Yeah.
into like, Demon Central and then hey, it's a buffet. That doesn't sound happy to me.
Well, it seems
That
like we
sounds
have
scary.
thoughts, and we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
Perhaps a test run. We have enough components for a test run to see if this is even a viable option.
Well, we can see if we have
Perhaps.
other options
You can at
first.
least see if it still exists and it's not covered by lava.
Ah, yes. I think.
Yeah, but with the refraction
scrying-
cube, it doesn't matter. We can pull it from a different time.
But he said that's dangerous to do. We can try the easier way first.
I mean, messing with time is difficult. You want to tread lightly as much as you can.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
How many times did he pull a Lord Silverhand?
Shh, you're not there.
I know, right? He's
But
the,
damn, he got a point though.
he's the pot calling the kettle
He's all
black.
talking about like being safe, and he pulled how many fractions of this dude? Come on.
I know,
Well,
we're gonna have to kill every
Experimenting
single
with
one of them.
time folding magic.
Yeah, a whole person.
Well,
I mean, technically not really a whole person. He left part of him back there. That's what
Mhm.
Gulsha and I had to fix.
How big are the
Correct.
things? You said there are multiple things that we need, right?
I think the
Only one of them is as
candelabra
big as a
and
piece of
the-
There's
furniture.
like a bird stand and
The bird stand, the candelabra, I think could be.
and the astrolabe, which
An
is probably the
astrolabe.
The
biggest thing.
astrolabe is
It's like
pretty
couch
much a
size.
large.
It was.
It's a large desk.
Yeah.
It was big.
It's the equivalent of a large piece of furniture.
So how heavy are the smaller things? Do you think?
I don't know.
I
would
couldn't
imagine
carry
they-
them.
I would imagine at the time they appeared more insignificant than heavy.
them in a bag
if
of
that
holding.
Makes sense.
Maybe the bag of holding does have.
If you
Set
can
dimensions.
convince that halfling to give up more bags, they are rare indeed and difficult to find, and not
I
exactly.
don't, I don't know
don't
how
know.
many bags. I don't know how many bags Calf has. Maybe we could borrow.
Not many.
Mhm.
Most of them are being utilized by the Chimera between Fort Chimera, your wealth
Yeah.
in Traverton, and Chimera Mercantile. I mean, I think you're 3/4 of his business at this point.
Well, I had to take them out of. Actually, I had to take stuff out of calves and put it in that box that Silverhand gave me.
Yes, with the relics. You
Mhm.
still have that. The
Mhm.
unending box.
Hmm.
It's good to know.
So I have an
let's-
idea for the small items.
Oh, joy.
Last night I found a familiar, created, summoned a familiar.
I believe it's summoned.
Summoned.
Oh.
Okay,
Amazing.
that's
Another pet.
well, no, but
This
Well,
one,
petting
this one
zoo.
only,
Somebody's
this one
jealous.
this one only eats memories and hopes.
Ah.
And
I-
only Bourgeois.
I spent
Oh,
I spent some time in our minds, like talking to each other last night, and it can take a few different forms. I was thinking about Scorch when I used the magic, so that's what it looked like right then. But it can look like an imp, and it was telling me some of its capabilities.
But once again, that's a creature of magic, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the studies of the Refraction Cube is that it builds a containment field to protect itself from the influence of magic. And the reason why we felt it wise to travel through to retrieve the parts of Silverhand that we felt were stable enough to bring back through his essence, well, we were afraid that magic going in one way would cause a problem if something magical was coming out.
Oh, I
in
wasn't thinking about
reverse.
using the cube. What I was thinking was an imp can be invisible, and when it's invisible, anything that it's carrying is invisible too. And
I don't think it could carry the astral lathe. That's for certain.
oh no, that's why I said the small things, like the owl stand or some of the other stuff.
But we still need to get you near enough to command your imp to do that.
A mile. We share senses up to
Interesting.
a mile away.
That is one possibility. So this conversation goes on and on into the later part of the morning. Derek, there is a familiar hum and tingling in your mind, and there's a feminine voice.
Ooh, the dryad's back.
Derek, are you there?
Booty call.
Elistine?
See, I'll take care. Derek, you want to see something fun? There you go.
Can we hear them when they're like that or no?
No, but they can hear us. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You hear a familiar feminine voice in your mind. Derek, are you there?
Elistine? Yeah, I'll respond in my mind, yes.
Thank God.
FYI, I don't know where I'm at right now. Where am I? Am I in Chimera Fortress?
Yeah, you're for Chimera.
Then I'm not going to talk out loud.
Yeah, you've pretty much wrapped up your morning itinerary of preparing work groups and getting people organized and getting people managed to, working on all the damage and doing the repairs. And with the Bearkin folk now nearby, it's become tenable. There's more people, there's more hands, there's more duty that can be done. And you're kind of brought out of this stupor as you realize that she's calling out to you.
Are you near?
No, I'm the very edge of my forest. I was making my way in the hopes of meeting you when I had gotten word that you were captured. But you are now free, are you?
Oh yeah, that was a weird trip. I got teleported there, I got teleported back. It was a whole spiel.
Well, anyways, I need you to, I am tracking some interesting things that are now making their way through my forest. Needless to say, they're quite large. I've never seen these before. I don't know where they come from. I'm hoping you and your friends can help with them. and you get this mental image in your mind of these huge lumbering beasts that just do not make any sense, whatever they're made of. They're made of flesh, bone, muscle, skin, tissue. Great horned heads, like just making these strange kind of openings in the center of their face. And there's a column of them, maybe 20, 30 of them, as she describes them to you. They're pushing their way through the forest. You see great 30-foot trees being trampled and crushed. And these huge beast-like creatures just continue on and on. And her voice, I think they're headed towards you, my friend. I think they're headed towards Whist. Please, be quick. Gather your friends. And that's where we're going to finish tonight.
You know, I'm really gonna love stabbing that Merkel priest in the face.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
It is 10:03. I am wiped out. I am tired. I am ready for the end of the day. Needless to say, my days have been getting a lot busier lately. So, hey everybody, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. We are back on our regularly scheduled program. We'll be here Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night. We are taking Sunday off as we have Halloween at our doorstep this weekend. I think Omni would have preferred to play, but there's parties to be had and things to.
Ooh,
do.
Belev, you should come over to my house and do popcorn with us and watch all of the kids trick or treat.
Yeah, kettle corn and it's a kettle corn and Kool-Aid festival.
And we do hot
sure.
chocolate
So-
and hot apple cider, and we make kettle corn in the driveway. You should come over.
That sounds amazing, but I did find out that I will end up working on Saturday and Sunday for.
Oh, that's right. You had a
for some
gig that
events.
was potentially going to be a work gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
pay
hope you
those
have fun and make
bills.
lots of money.
Thanks.
Hey, speaking of which, if you could afford it, please sub, please follow, help us out.
Use
Share
your
us
Prime
in
membership.
share us in the Twitter space. Every little bit helps. We will be back here tomorrow night for Denizens and Their Masters, Wednesday night for the Descendants, Friday night for Age of Arcanum. And we will be back. It's the third game that my friend Ivar is in, if you can imagine that. A true addict of the game. But anyways, everybody, please stay safe out there. Try to be kind. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we will see you again tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
And remember,
Bye,
remember what, Jason?
Play
Um,
games.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Be
Please
kind and
play games.
Are we
Yeah.
rating someone? Are we
Play
rating
games.
someone? Are we
It
rating
is-
someone?
Yes.
No, not tonight. I'm too tired.
Oh,
Raid.
And I'm not prepared to experiment
Shadow
with
Legends,
it
not
on
Dorsal.
the new streaming system that we're using. So
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
yeah, I don't know what it's gonna do. So
We'll play
well,
with that
thanks
later.
everybody for coming
fair.
out. Appreciate it.
Bye
We'll see you tomorrow
guys.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 I love how we're still on, but just his screen says the stream is ending. You gotta kick us all off, Jason. You gotta get us out of there. That way it's just your... Yeah, there it is.